It is 6 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show. Welcome, everybody. MJ, Fester, Michelle. Can I start today's program with something very, very serious? No, it's not the passing of one of the Beach Boys. It's not the first ever 787 crash over in India this morning. It's of a personal nature. Michelle, will you accept my apology, please?
Oh, we're not talking about this.
Oh,
What?
I want to apologize.
You already did. Goodbye. Next.
All right.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
Okay.
Is apology accepted?
No, but keep moving on.
All right, that's the issue then.
Fessa, can you get on your microphone?
I'm right here. I'm shouting into this thing.
Yeah,
I know.
he is.
I'm talking
He
at
is.
full volume.
I know.
And it's this microphone.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. All right. Michelle,
Can't work this any harder.
I'm sorry.
Okay, fine. We're not talking about it, though.
All right. But can I just mention what it is?
No.
Why not?
It's redundant, repetitious. It bores my brain. Move on.
Well, we haven't talked about it on the show. It's not.
I'm not interested.
It's
Goodbye.
not. It's not redundant or repetitious for the audience. Can I just explain what I did and apologize, and then you don't even have to comment? No. I'm getting shushed. Sounds like you're hitting me with bug spray.
Yeah.
That's what it said.
Yeah. Whoever sent the email about hearing a shushing, you're certainly hearing it this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, let me just apologize.
You already did. Goodbye. I'm serious.
Can I explain to the
you know what?
what?
I'm going to take the headphones off and call an Uber.
All right.
I'm here. Goodbye.
Will you accept my apology?
No. Goodbye.
I mean, you can't do this. I mean, MJ, you got to give us a hint as to what it was about, but you have to.
What is it always about?
His unsatis, his.
Dude, can you speak?
No, I'm just. I think
You're like stuttering like a.
No, his voracious libido. Is that what it is
Oh,
about?
yeah.
About him wanting to get it on in the morning.
All right, Fessa, what is wrong with
I
you?
don't know. I have no idea.
What the hell is
I have
wrong with
no
you?
idea what this is
All right,
about.
Well, try and extract it from my wife since I'm not having much success here.
All right. Something else. Let's talk about something funny.
What does it involve? Is it involving? Is it something personal? Is it involving the kids? Is it involving?
Yeah, it's personal. Yeah.
I mean, is it affecting? Is it something you directly? I mean, did you try on some new pants? He goes, wow, your ass looks really big in that. And you're like, oh my god. And then,
No, I didn't say that.
I don't know. I'm guessing. You told me to try to extract
I
things.
think Michelle's ass is very attractive.
Yeah, but it's I guess. But
oh, she did somewhat crack a little bit of a smile there, though.
I'm just ready to move on.
you've
so
given
just,
me no clues, so I have to start somewhere.
Michelle, let me mention it for 5 seconds and move on. Okay? Is that okay?
No.
I can't even.
I can't even believe you're opening the show with this. Can we just move on with something else?
I mean, we
So
have
can get on-
we have plane crashes in India to talk
Yeah.
about. Apparently,
Exactly.
Fester.
yes.
Book. Did you shave your beard? No, it's still there.
No.
I've got a weirdo story for you this morning. Oh, Michelle, did you see the beard story in my pile?
I did not.
Oh yeah. The critters, the junk, everything you've thought about guys with like long, bushy beards and what's living in that thing.
It's true.
Everything that you've thought of,
Yeah.
it's worse. It's
What?
science. Yep. Science.
Fester, when you said yesterday you were going to, or even last week, I think you were talking about growing out your beard. That's what I was thinking. Like, oh my God, there's all kinds of stuff in there now.
Listen, first of
Or
all,
going to be by the end of the summer.
I still have barbecue sauce in my beard from ribs I had 2 days ago.
Barbecue sauce.
So, on a completely separate issue, Michelle, there's a lot of internal back and forth right now with MJ and I also over these stupid pictures.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
He gets
really stupid to set up
Where-
really good pictures
Why?
with a photographer
we do
who's
videos every
professional.
day.
Because we need...
For what? For what?
I
sign to get the kids in hospitals?
No,
seriously.
I feel like I'm in a freaking alternative universe.
Who cares?
You are!
An alternate universe.
You
alternative or alternate.
I'll take
Dude,
either one over this.
I want some better pictures.
Why?
For our website.
Nobody goes to our website.
Because our website pictures are awful. People do go to our website, and those that do
Don't care.
Don't care.
All right, listen.
Don't care.
What is wrong with both of you guys? All right, I want better pictures on our
I'm
website.
taking tomorrow off.
Oh,
I'm taking
Jesus.
a personal day.
All
I'm
right,
taking a mental health day.
Listen to me.
Me too.
Our website used to be relied on a whole lot more when it was a better website. We'd put a lot of material on our website, or if I wanted people to see a mugshot or a photo or wanted to put up a video link, we used our website a lot more. But
Put it on socials.
with a corporate redesign.
Oh my God! Nobody cares
Because we don't get the digital hits. Do you not understand the difference between sending all the traffic to Instagram versus having our own content on our own website and the monetization? You don't get that, do you?
I'm telling you how the world actually uses our service.
Listen. So let's have, for those that do use our website, mjmorningshow.com.
Yeah, all three of you.
We should have the website look like ass, which it does, because the corporate template or whatever they've built, it looks just. I'd rather go back to the early. I'd rather go back to our previous website version. It was much better than what they put on. But the new website
is awful.
Right. And then the pictures that they've used of us. And, cutting out Roxanne, cutting out Froggy from the group picture and then putting us together. And it's awful. The pictures are terrible. So I don't want to be embarrassed by those that do go to our website. I'm having Billy the Kid come in tomorrow. Billy the Kid will be here about 9 o'clock to, pop in the studio, set up down the hall in our.
Such a bad idea.
It is.
I don't have time for this. First of all,
it's a bad idea to take a freaking good picture.
It's an inconvenient idea. I have no clothes to wear.
You know what? Then keep one as a passport photo, okay?
You know what? That might be actually a pretty good idea. Do we have a white background? Because it can't be against a colored background. And my passports are expired. I do.
Yeah,
need to
there
do
you
that.
go. So just have Billy the Kid take a passport photo for
That's
you.
gonna be the picture on the mug on the Facebook page or the web page. MJ, nobody goes to mjmorningshow.com. They don't. If you want to talk about how things are really being used, and here's the other thing. What are you going to bitch about once we have good pictures?
I'm not going to bitch about it. That's the point. And I want to use our website for more things where we want to post a video, post something, and I'm just embarrassed to send people to mjmorningshow.com because the photos of Fester and me are horrific. They're ghoulish. It's like a freaking horror show.
You know what? Just take the pictures that somebody drew of you guys from before, like those caricatures, and just put those up instead.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's have AI make the pictures.
That
would be a good picture.
Yeah,
Fester, that's a good one.
Instead of seeing, and with all respect to Billy, all right, boys. All right. Turn at a 4 to 5 degree angle, Fester. I want to get your side fact.
An AI photo with a wiener and a toaster oven coming out of my head.
That would be something I would go to our website to see. You just described something I want to see. Not a picture of you and me with our fist up to our chin.
Andrew just said it shouldn't be a toaster oven coming out of my head.
It should be a rice cooker.
It ought to be a Zojirushi rice cooker.
I saw that joke.
Yeah, that's what it ought to be. Michelle, also, you can have your photo taken as well.
Oh, today's a bad day to talk to her about taking her photo.
I'm real excited about taking my photo.
She's just sitting here with her arms crossed.
Dress up a little bit tomorrow and get your photo taken as well.
You're not my boss.
No,
you're not the boss of me. Am I going to get you're not the boss of me from you?
MJ, this is so why?
All right, I'm excited.
We may not be here in 5 months.
All right, but listen, while we're here, I'm embarrassed by the photos on our website at mjmorningshow.com. Folks, please do not, whatever you do not go to mjmorningshow.com because I don't want you to see the horror show that is our pictures. Just getting started on what is this, Thursday?
Who knows?
Pretty jacked up show today. Got a lot of stuff on the horizon. MJ Morning Show. Oh, when we get back, what do I want to do? This creepy crypto mansion. There is the craziest. Crypto is like everywhere. Everyone's trying to come up with a meme coin. Everyone's trying to cash in. Everyone's got some kind of a crypto coin grift going on. Crypto this, crypto that. Of course, Bitcoin's the biggie. But, man, are you aware of the crypto creepo torture brothers and their Kentucky mansion with secret tunnels?
Wow.
If this is not a Scooby-Doo mystery, I don't know what is. Zoinks! And it's next and more. MJ Morning Show, Q105, just getting started. Back in a second. Shriner's got traffic.
Good morning. Everything.
Saw the weirdest look quietly bringing back. Yeah, Coke is really worried about the doctor. You know that Coke is worried about Dr. Pepper because Dr. Pepper has leapfrogged Pepsi to become the number 2 drink as far as soft drinks go in the USA. So hold on, I'll get to that here in just a second. All right, first, the crazy alleged crypto torture brothers and their secret underground tunnels in a mansion and an ATF raid? What the hell?
Now, I thought I saw a story in the news that somebody was kidnapped and held hostage for their crypto password.
Yeah.
That was in New York.
Well, hold
right?
on. Wait a minute. So the NYPD, the ATF, are involved in a case and a house in Kentucky. So, Fester, where did you see it? Just like on your feed, or?
Yeah, I mean, we really don't talk that much crypto, and I didn't know.
By the way, when I mention a feed to most people, they think that I'm talking about like a little news feed or.
What's that?
Yeah, for Fester, when I talk about a feed, it's
a trough.
It's lunch.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a trough.
It's a trough of food.
That's a feed. It's livestock feed.
It's cuts of the vegetables you'd otherwise throw out. I mean,
that's Fester's.
trough.
That's Fester's feed right there. This is nuts. A $1 million mansion in Kentucky owned by the Crypto Brothers, jailed for allegedly torturing a man for his digital coins, was raided by authorities on Tuesday. 6-bedroom waterfront home in Smithland, Kentucky? I've never heard of Smithland, Kentucky.
Kentucky's one of those states that has a lot of little crappy towns you never heard of.
Yeah. So the home appears to be styled after the White House. Was bought by self-styled crypto king of Kentucky, John Woltz, and his business partner, William Duplessis, for $1 million cash in January. The house was raided by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives and the NYPD in Kentucky with support from the Kentucky State Police, according to you just don't hear about the NYPD, part of many raids in Kentucky, back in the holler.
I tell you, I think those NYPD officers just blended right in. It wasn't obvious that they were on a sting or anything.
You know what? I think Mariska Hargitay was there. I think it was Special Victims Unit.
What is a grit? Oh.
I mean, what the hell is going on? I mean, so here's what we know about this insane story. So there was a press release from authorities. Video obtained by the New York Post shows vehicles rolling into town. The population of Smithland, Kentucky is less than 300, and a whole caravan of unmarked black SUVs and trucks were at the property. They don't know if anyone was there at the time. Authorities have yet to say if anything was recovered. Sources say that one of the more unusual features of the house is a series of tunnels underneath, accessible from the main house. Waltz, 33, and Duplessis, 37, are in jail over charges they allegedly held an associate, Michael Carteran, captive in another house that they were renting in New York. So
okay, so that's the story I heard. Somebody was held captive in New York.
Right.
So
I didn't know it spilled over to Kentucky.
Right. So that's why the NYPD is involved, because of the New York connection. That's why SVU and Ice-T was there.
Yo, Liv, we're going down to Kentucky to bust these crypto fiends.
I hear they have some tunnels.
It's gonna be crazy.
It is. Yes, Michelle, you were about to say,
Let me take a statement from the white girl over here.
What do you want, Whitey?
Stop it.
All right, easy now.
He's a decent actor. Come on.
Yeah.
He's been on this show for, 20 years now, maybe?
Ice-T is not a good actor.
I'd like to talk to you about your car protection.
Yes. I want to talk to you about Car Shield. Look at my garage. I got my Rolls Royce. I got my Bentley. They're all brand new under warranty, but I still have Car Shield.
You know what?
Like I'm driving a 1988 Chevy Astrovan.
Did you know if you have to replace a transmission, it could be thousands of dollars?
It could be $5,000. I'm Ice-T for Car Shield. By the way, we've started watching some of the old SVUs.
Yeah.
Like season 1, season 2, because they're all streaming on Peacock. And Ice-T's delivery is the same from season 1, episode 17, as it is from season 24, episode 16. He hasn't grown much as an actor. I'm sorry.
Stick with what works. I wish I had one trick that was that profitable.
You know what? His delivery plays very well off of Richard Belzer. Is that his name?
It was.
I'll tell you what, Richard Belzer was phenomenal. Richard Belzer, he was,
it works with him.
He played Munch.
Yeah.
And of course he passed away, I think like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And man, Detective Munch, Richard Belzer, comedian, SVU actor, he was phenomenal. He reminds me of Andrew. I think Andrew looks like Munch.
What?
Yeah, our producer.
Oh.
Maybe.
You could win. Andrew, our producer, could win a Law and Order SVU Detective Munch lookalike contest.
I mean, Andrew might be an ugly cousin of Richard Belzer, but
anyway, is that nuts?
Yeah,
So,
did you see that what they collected?
yeah. Hang, I'm about to get that.
Yeah.
So Waltz, 33, Duplessis, 37, in jail over charges that they held this other associated. There's Michael Carteran, captive in another house they were renting in New York. They're alleged to have tortured him with a chainsaw while attempting to get him to hand over the password for a digital wallet containing $28 million in cryptocurrency over 17 days last month. They were torturing him with a chainsaw for 17 days. First of all, 17 days with a chainsaw, how's there anything left?
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be a lot of scare tactics.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Small cuts. Yeah, that's awful.
Chainsaw. I'm like the guy from Police Academy. I'm doing chainsaw mouth sound effects now. I'm Michael Winslow.
Michael
Yeah.
Winslow is his name.
Standing on the corner in Michael Winslow, Arizona.
They also set him on fire.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to get to some more of this. So, Waltz and Duplessis were in jail time of the raid. Unclear if anyone else was in the house. A neighbor who lived opposite these crypto torture brothers in Kentucky told the New York Post the two men we now know at the Crypto Brothers house purchased the property. Yeah, of course, thank you very much. That's great information you gave us. There was talk that they were looking at making the mansion a venue for events. All kinds of rumors going around. There was an awful lot of traffic, cars coming and going, nonstop stuff. Anyway, what a weird story that really hasn't gotten a lot of play. There hasn't been a lot of coverage on this, but that's just a weird story.
It's been a busy news cycle the last couple of weeks.
But I like the idea of secret underground tunnels.
Where did they go? Like they don't even are they just connected with it for within the house, or did they go somewhere else?
They come out of a cave in the swamp,
Okay.
and there's Fred and Velma in the Mystery Machine waiting for Daphne and Scooby and Shaggy to emerge.
Really?
I mean, when you hear of tunnels, MJ, or man-made tunnels, you think of like the border or something. But she's right. I mean, if there's just a house in the middle of a field, why do you need a tunnel?
On to Coca-Cola. Guess what Coca-Cola is bringing back?
Listen.
And I had no idea it disappeared. I got to be honest. I had no idea this drink ever existed, but apparently this was a fan favorite, and Coke discontinued it, much to the chagrin of these individuals. And now there are audible cheers nationwide because Coca-Cola is quietly reviving a 1980s cult classic. I had no idea.
When you said they were worried about Dr. Pepper, I instantly thought of the other very formally named soda, Mr. Pibb.
Ooh.
I always thought Mr. Pibb was Dr. Pepper's like
arch rival.
Yeah, like they hate each other.
They were not contemporaries. They didn't like get together at conventions. Mr. Pibb wanted to shank Dr. Pepper.
They would talk trash about each other all the time.
Mr. Pibb wanted to cut Dr. Pepper. I mean, yeah, well, listen, there's also some jealousy that Dr. Pepper did have a degree and Mr. Pibb was
he was just an entrepreneur.
Well, he was a high school dropout.
I mean, listen, you don't need a high school education sometimes to start a business.
All right, so Coca-Cola is bringing back Diet Cherry Coke 5 years after they pulled it from the shelf.
Cherry Coke?
So remember Cherry Coke came out in the 1980s. I think I was in like college. It was like mid-80s, and Cherry Coke came out. Wasn't it also around the time that they effed with the ingredients? Remember they brought out New Coke, and then that was a flop and a failure, and then they had to bring back Classic Coke, and there are a lot of conspiratorialists that think that was a whole concocted publicity scam with the New Coke, and then the bring back of the revival of the Classic Coke. But also around that time, I think they launched Cherry Coke.
1985.
Yeah, so right in that little zone there. And I do like Cherry Coke, but I didn't know there was it makes sense. There was a Diet Cherry Coke.
So everybody's moved from the word diet to zero.
Yeah.
So there's zero Cherry Coke. Because the word diet, other than Diet Coke, kind of has like a negative term.
But they ought to just come out with Ozempic Coke.
Yeah.
Ozempic Coke.
I wish it would. MJ.
We Cokey instead of we Govy.
Did I ever tell you about my Diet Cherry Coke haul?
I see. So you know about Diet Cherry Coke.
I know it existed.
So Diet Cherry Coke was apparently pulled from the market 5 years ago, which would put it in the middle of COVID?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
5 years ago was...
Apparently, Diet Cherry Coke refused to wear a mask and get the booster shot. So it was pulled. It was canceled. Well, now...
Suffered a pretty hard fate for being right.
Now it's coming back. The relaunch And apparently, folks are pointing, and beverage experts are saying they're bringing it back, and it's because of direct competition from Diet Dr. Pepper. So, so that's what this is all about. Coke is concerned about Dr. Pepper because Dr. Pepper leapfrogged Pepsi.
Yeah.
It used to be Coke was number 1, Pepsi number 2, Dr. Pepper number 3, and Dr. Pepper is now number 2, sending Pepsi to number 3. So that's why Coke is bringing back Diet Cherry Coke to try to, counter the moves because you've got a lot of Diet Dr. Pepper maniacs out there.
Does Dr. Pepper taste like cherry Coke? Like, is that the flavor of it? It's not really
totally different flavor profiles.
Yeah.
Totally different. And I like Dr. Pepper. I don't drink much soda. I have 1 or 2 sodas a year. But I like Dr. Pepper.
But it's in that flavored cola category. It doesn't taste like Pepsi. Doesn't taste like Coke.
Okay.
But it has its own unique taste to it, like a cherry Coke would. It tastes different than regular Coke.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper. If you drink Dr. Pepper, you're a pepper too. Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper.
MJ is a pepper.
Yeah.
I got to be honest, as infectious as that song is, it never enticed me to drink a Dr. Pepper.
Really?
I've never had gross.
You didn't have a DP at 10, 2, and 4?
You've never had a Dr. Pepper?
No.
Really?
Yep. We're a Coke family, and when I go to the movie theaters, I always get cherry Coke. That's why I was asking if the flavor competes with it, because I've never had it, but I love the cherry Coke.
I'm a pepper. Screw Pepsi Cola.
Poor Pepsi.
We're number 2. You're number 3.
Dr. Pepper is an independent who is bottled at either Coke or Pepsi facilities.
Oh.
Well, isn't it now? It's Keurig. It's Keurig Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper, I think, has been bandied about. I think it's been pinballed around over the years.
They lease the bottling facilities,
Do they?
And you can tell who bottles Dr. Pepper by whose plastic bottle it has.
Is that right?
In some parts of the
What are
country.
you? Are you a soda bottle expert now? What is it?
Yes.
All right, so what was your quick story on? You didn't tell me your cherry. I've got a minute. Hurry.
Years ago, we did a charity event at a Walmart where for Metropolitan Ministries, where if you dropped off some food, you got it. Walmart gave you some things, and they had a whole pallet of Diet Cherry Coke. So when you would come and bring 3 or 4 cans, you could take home a case of Diet Coke or Diet Cherry Coke.
Yeah.
Well, 100 people might have showed up. Some people took it, some people didn't. We had 3/4 of a pallet left.
Wow.
Of Diet Cherry Coke, and the Walmart manager's like, "Well, we already wrote it off of inventory," and I was like, "He's like, just make if you want it, take it."
Yeah.
And I took home 50 cases. I gave it to
Are
everybody.
you serious? You didn't offer me any
We gave
cases.
it to everybody. Yeah, well, to friends. That's why. To friends. Everybody on my block drank Diet Cherry Coke for months.
6:34 at the MJ Morning Show. Early morons in the news. A very tasty full sugar pile. No diet morons. No, it's a full sugar moron pile. Next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. You might have heard I had a brand new air conditioning unit installed at the house because one of my systems was gone. Yeah, it was beyond repair. So Plan B Air Conditioning has installed a brand new Daikin system in my house, one of my zones, and it's working phenomenally. I'll tell you what, 10-year warranty on parts. That's phenomenal. 10-year warranty on parts. And I'll tell you what, the current system that I have, I don't want to mention the brand, but big brand. The quality's just not the same. I've just had more failures over the last couple of years. I just don't think they're made as well. So I put a Daikin into my house, and thanks to Plan B Air Conditioning, they installed it. Now, most of you are going to need Plan B for repair. If you're looking for a great air conditioning repair company that's not going to hose you, honest, shows up on time, you want Plan B Air Conditioning. If you mention me, MJ, they'll give you 10% off. PlanBAirConditioning.com. If you need a new system, they'll beat any other dealer by at least $500. PlanBAirConditioning.com for your summertime sweating. The air conditioning is broken problems. You call PlanBAirConditioning.com, 813-PLAN-BAC. Steve and Elizabeth Holland, they operate the Holland Group Retirement Wealth Advisors. Let me introduce you to Steve and Elizabeth and their entire team. They would like to have a conversation with you. They would like to have a discovery call with you. Do you have some concern over whether your retirement planning is up to snuff, up to par? You don't want to have a miserable retirement. You want to have the retirement you've dreamed of. Are you in your mid to late 40s, certainly in your 50s or 60s, getting ready to retire? Maybe you're already in retirement. Is your plan focused? Get a plan. Don't regret it. Don't have flashbacks to Thursday, June 12th of 2025, 20 years from now. Oh, MJ told me back on that Thursday that I ought to call the Hollands to make sure that I had my plan in good shape. Don't let that happen. Complimentary, no obligation, no cost to you. Let the Hollands build you an investment plan and your full retirement plan. Complimentary. Call the Hollands. Have a conversation. Get a second opinion. Ask any questions. Go to askthehollands.com. Get the phone number. Askthehollands.com. Tell them MJ sent you. 637, traffic's on. Morons in the news next.
Good morning. We're starting to see the community.
Michelle wanted to add one other thing regarding the Cherry Coke before we get to the morons in the news. So you were saying that you saw another item that the Cherry Coke, the new Diet Cherry Coke relaunch, Coke bringing back Diet Cherry Coke after a 5-year absence, that it's not going to be available like everywhere.
Yeah, I guess it was just maybe affiliated with Kroger store. Or what is it?
Kroger.
Kroger stores?
Kroger, yeah.
I don't know. It just said that it's not going to be available everywhere. You can visit their website to figure out where it is.
We don't have Kroger stores here.
Yeah.
We've got like the Kroger food truck delivery. Is that still around? Because they kind of canceled Kroger grocery food delivery in some Florida markets. Are they still doing it in Tampa Bay? Because I've seen the truck on the road in the past. I don't know if I've seen one recently.
I feel like I've seen it recently, but I don't know.
And so what other stores you were saying? So Kroger, which that doesn't really compute around here.
Yeah.
It doesn't say Publix? Diet Cherry Coke's not going to be available at Publix?
Fry's, King Supers, Ralph's, and more. See the full list
Hold
here.
on.
Okay, hold on.
Ralph's is out in West Coast. That's like L.A.
Where are you getting the story from? If she's
USA
getting,
Today.
Okay, I mean, if she's getting the story out of Boise, Idaho,
Come on,
it's probably a reprint.
They have to be.
It's Kroger family stores.
Come on, they have to be distributing the new Diet Cherry Coke somewhere in Florida. Really?
I'm just reading from. It doesn't give me any other information than that. You can go to see the full list here, and it doesn't let me go there.
Morons in the news, ladies and gentlemen, here on the MJ Morning Show. Speaking of supermarkets, Publix involved in this one. Attention, shoplifter. You are doing it all wrong. I'm not giving out shoplifting tips, but if you're leaving your purse and phone behind at the store where you're shoplifting, you're not doing it right, okay? I abhor thieves. I abhor shoplifting because it just jams up the prices for all of us.
Yes.
And listen, I think shoplifting ought to carry the death penalty. That ought to be a capital crime. As far as that, why give me a look?
What is wrong with you?
All right.
Of course, from the Villages. Oh, I love the Village. Oh, by the way, I turned the Villages story from yesterday. The guy that was peeing all over the Vienna sausages and Spam.
Right.
At the Sam's Club up in the Villages. I turned that story over to our friends at the Smoking Gun, and it's their featured item right now.
That's fantastic. That's good stuff.
I sent Bill, our buddy, who's the editor of the play. I said, "Oh man, great story," and he writes back to me, "I love the Villages news." So do we. And I guess he says I read the Villages news every day. I'm like, all right, dude. Well, why didn't you have the story? Anyway, he likes the Villages news as well. This is from the Villages news. A shoplifting suspect left behind her purse and phone when she fled in a Mercedes from a Publix grocery store in the Villages. Publix personnel noticed the 6-foot-tall, 230-pound woman. That's a big woman.
Yeah, that sounds more like a linebacker.
She's at Buck's minicamp.
Yeah. She's trying to make the team.
Exactly. That's what
Undrafted rookie.
She was fleeing to Buck's minicamp. She was late. She was shoplifting early, had to make it to minicamp. So Publix personnel noticed 6-foot-tall, 230-pound woman wearing yoga pants and carrying a large pink reusable grocery bag when she entered the store about 4 p.m. on Monday at the Colony Plaza. According to the arrest report from the Sumter County Sheriff's Office, the woman selected 3 one-gallon bottles of Gain detergent and 2 bottles of Downy Unstoppable scent beads. The laundry products vanished from her shopping cart, but the store personnel noted the pink reusable bag was significantly larger. And the pink bag is getting larger.
Some good detective work there from the Publix Associates.
She has also apparently picked up a 24-pack of water, went through self-checkout, paid for the water, but didn't pay for the laundry products. She re-entered the store, selected 3 one-gallon bottles of Arm & Hammer detergent, and then 2 bottles of Clorox cleaner, left the store without paying for the merch. Publix employees tried to stop the woman, but she fled in a Mercedes SUV. Do you have many people driving Mercedes shoplift?
You know what? I think you have people across the whole spectrum. And did you know laundry detergents and laundry-based products is one of the hottest items to shoplift?
Yep. Well, listen, you pick up a bottle of like Tide, that's $25.
Yeah.
You know, depending on what size you get.
What size, but everybody needs it, and you can easily sell it on the illegal market.
Baby formula detergents, those are among really, really high shoplifted items. Yeah, so Publix employees tried to stop her. It didn't work. I thought they weren't supposed to stop you. I thought that a lot of companies like Publix, Walmart, Target, they have the policies that the employees just let the shoplifters walk so nobody gets hurt.
It seems I'm seeing more of where there's not a physical confrontation. They can't lay a hand on you.
Well, here's where this idiot made the mistake. The shopping cart the woman had used was found, and it contained a purse. The purse had her mobile phone, a Florida driver license, also a New York driver license, which belonged to 50-year-old Calar Diamante Campbell of Claremont. Yeah, she was apprehended and arrested a short time later. Yeah, not a brilliant shoplifter here when you leave your purse with your cell phone and multiple driver's licenses inside the wallet in the shopping cart. By the way, that's illegal. You can't have multiple driver's licenses from multiple states. That's also they ought to charge her with that. So, little history on Campbell, the 6-foot-tall, 230-pound prospect for the Bucks this season.
Linebacker, outside linebacker. Okay.
Campbell was convicted of grand theft back in 2000 right here in Hillsborough County.
Sounds like a fine citizen.
And she was convicted of a lesser charge of theft in 2013.
What, petty theft?
And 2017 down in Lee County, as well as a 2022 violation in Polk County. In addition, she has 2 pending theft cases in Orange County.
She's not a very good thief.
She's all over the place. Yeah, she's getting caught everywhere.
I mean, I know a couple of people who've been known to have sticky fingers. They don't get pinched like this.
Yeah.
Orange County, Polk County, Lee County, Hillsborough County.
But maybe that's her strategy, because if you move from county to county, sometimes the records aren't always as readily available.
Now Sumter County. Listen, they've got they've got SCMODs. Michelle, they've got SCMODs. You know what SCMODs are?
Yes.
What are SCMODs?
Well, I don't know what it stands for, but it's from
State, County, Municipal Offender Data Systems.
Let's not get too nerdy about this lady's criminal history, but all I got to say is watch out Alachua County.
Right. She's going from, she's going to try to get all the Florida counties, right, Fester?
Heads up Marion County.
No, look out Wakulla.
Listen.
Wakulla County.
She's got to make it away to the panhandle before you know it.
Yeah.
Bay County.
Yeah, Escambia.
Ooh.
She can help put the scam back in Escambia County. Oh, yeah. They've got SCMODs. You got us into this parking lot. Now you get us out. And then she also shoplifted a Miss Piggy at a Toys R Us store, I believe. Do you have a Miss Piggy? All right, so not a brilliant shoplifter when you're leaving your freaking wallet, cell phone, ID in the shopping cart that you used to haul out your stolen bottles of Gain and Clorox and all that crap. What a bonehead. All right, man, Florida's taking the cake today. How about this? Argument at Kissimmee gas station right up the road from us. Kissimmee, a little spell down I-4. Argument at Kissimmee gas station ends with a machete attack.
Dude,
how many folks are driving around with machetes in their car?
You know what? More than you think.
Or like ceremonial samurai swords that hang up on the wall. You ever see that?
What are they called?
You ever know anybody? You ever know anyone that had like the ceremonial samurai sword up on the wall?
No, and I lived in Japan, so no.
An alleged verbal dispute at a gas station. At a Circle K over in Osceola County, other side of Polk. Yeah, verbal dispute sent one man to the hospital, another to the lockup. The Osceola County Sheriff's Office, which, by the way, there's a sheriff's opening in Osceola County right now.
They're currently accepting applications.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, so this happened Monday afternoon. A woman ran to a deputy stopped at an intersection by the Circle K. She told the deputy her brother was attacked with a machete and the man who did it took her brother to the hospital. What? You know what? That's courteous, though. If you attack somebody with a machete and then you drive them to the hospital,
Yeah.
that's a nice gesture.
I mean, yeah, it's on the surface. It sounds really nice. I mean, why just stab the guy in the first place?
Now, there was an argument at the Circle K, according to deputies. They searched the suspect's truck and found the machete and the victim's blood. Angel Ramos Orsi, 35, was arrested, charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon.
So does that kind of mitigate like his sentence maybe when he goes to court? Oh, but I took him to the hospital.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Probation.
Right. I mean,
All right. I'll reduce it to a parking violation.
what's happening?
Have you been to Kissimmee lately?
It's been a while since I've been to Kissimmee. Isn't that where the Florida Project was filmed?
Oh, I think so.
That
You're
was
right.
was Willem Dafoe in that? Well, who was in that? That was a
I
great
think it was
movie.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, the Florida Project. If you're looking for that's that director. Is that the one of the Baker?
Yeah.
What was the movie he did?
Honora.
He did Honora. Yeah, make sure I'm not talking out of my rectum. Can you just double check
I'm
and make
looking
sure?
it up right now.
Yeah,
It was Sean Baker.
Yeah,
yes.
Sean Baker, who also did Honora, which was Academy Award winning just recently, phenomenal. And the Florida Project was like this dysfunctional movie inside one of those outdoor 2-story old Florida motels, where all the doors are on the outside. And man, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
What were we gonna say, Fester?
No, I was just going to say Kissimmee's a dump.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a dump. Yeah, because it's right next to Disney, too. So
Right.
geographically, it's like, convenient. We'll stay in a hotel in Kissimmee.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
But it's a dump.
Well, some people, they'll stay in Kissimmee,
Right.
Right.
in a cheaper hotel room, and then, because Disney for a family of 4 could cost you what was that guy was recently on social media, like $1,200 a day or something?
It's a lot of money, especially for like a one night or a quick trip over. But don't stay in Kissimmee.
It's 6:54. Early morons in the news on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, when we get back, I'm going to tell you some phrases that you should not utter. Phrases that you should think twice before you utter these phrases. I'm going to give you a life lesson next here on the MJ Morning Show. Stand by. Also, what is this crap with all these like 7-year-old skincare videos? Have you seen this? You've got 7-year-olds doing videos about doing facial peels? What the? All right, this is insane. All right, hang on. We got a lot of stuff next. 7 o'clock hour is minutes away here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. If you have a garage door problem, I'm going to tell you right now how to solve it. And like a DJ, you can revolve it. I'll tell you how to solve it. All right, bancodoors.com. You can bank on Banco. I bank on Banco. And listen, if I bank on something, folks, it's a pretty safe bet that you can bank on them too. Bancodoors.com. Anything garage door related. You have a busted door. You need a service call. The best for garage door service in the Tampa Bay area, bar none, hands down, Banco. Family company, been here over 40 years in the Tampa Bay area. It's not like a franchise or part of some, huge national group. You've got some of the garage door companies in town, some of the big names. They're part of like these big national, like private equity groups, and they have, all kinds of service. They do air conditioning, they do plumbing, they do garage doors. Banco does garage doors. If you want an honest company, if you need garage door service, bank on Banco. Mention me, MJ, get 10% off. Bancodoors.com and tell them that I sent you. MJ Morning Show. The Zero Res June sale is on. We're almost midway through June, so hurry up for 15% off everything. So whatever service you want performed from Zero Res, whether it's their famous carpet cleaning, professional air duct cleaning, upholstery cleaning, area rug cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, whatever you need done at Zero Res during this month, June, 15% off. Go to ZeroResTampaBay.com. Go to the website. You can book online or call them if you want. The phone number's on the website, ZeroResTampaBay.com. For carpet cleaning, you want Zero Res. Of course, it's their process. They use zero water. It's an electrolyzed water. They don't leave behind the soapy, chemically residue like the other companies. That attracts dirt faster. 15% off everything from Zero Res this month. ZeroResTampaBay.com. Tell them MJ sent you. 6:57, traffic's on with Shriner. MJ Morning Show back in minutes. Don't move. Thank you. out loud. I don't want to belabor this, but hey, listen, if I can help you with your daily interhuman communicational tactical whereabouts, I don't know what the hell I just said.
Yeah,
but
it's just a bunch of words all smashed together.
if I can help you out, I'm happy to do so. I probably should have thought twice about whatever I just said. All right, so think twice before you say these 15 phrases out loud. Number 1, I don't see color. You know what that is? You know what that's in reference to?
Blind people?
Oh, come on. if you say, I don't see color, it's if you're trying to suggest that you're not racist, that you don't see color when it comes to people, that's not anything that you filter anything through is, somebody that is a different race or a different color than you. Yeah. Saying that you don't see color sidesteps the uncomfortable truth that race does shape how people move through the world. All right, so don't say
it's
don't
actually
say
making it worse by even putting other people on the spot.
Yeah.
All right,
I think just by saying it is acknowledging it.
number 2.
I don't acknowledge white people. Ugh, the worst.
George Bush doesn't care about what was it, black people?
Yeah, let's get that straight.
George Bush doesn't-
Kanye circa 2005 or 2004 after Katrina.
Kanye crazy since 2004. All right. So number 2, you don't say this out loud. Why are you still single?
What is that?
Yeah.
I
Have
think
you ever
people
known anyone that has done that?
No, because I've been married for a long time, so I don't really have yeah. But I think sometimes people try to say that why are you still single? And they're trying to mean it as a compliment, but it really is sort of judgmental.
Yeah, it's like, what is your problem?
That's what it is. It's all about being judgmental. That's the key in that question. Why are you still single? That's very judgmental. Don't utter it. Number 3, I'm just being honest.
You say that a lot.
What?
That's one of your things. I'm just being honest.
Oh, that's one of my things?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound very MJ-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't see color, but you're just being honest.
Number 4, at least you aren't starving. Don't say that out loud. What?
I don't. Yeah, that's terrible sounding.
You might not have a lot of money, or maybe you don't have a lot of material goods, but at least you're not starving.
I mean, you're not homeless, are you?
Right.
You know, come on. Are you destitute? No.
Who is saying that? Next.
The phrase minimizes pain, even if your intention is to offer comfort.
Yeah.
That's actually Beasley's response to pay raises.
At least you're not starving.
I mean, at least you're not starving. I mean, you know.
Oh my gosh.
At least turn someone's loss or disappointment into a comparison game, robbing them of the right to feel fully. Empathy isn't about perspective. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Number 5, you're too sensitive.
Oh, you say that one too.
Yeah.
What are you spinning this? You're flipping the script on me on
I'm
this?
just saying that's,
Yeah. Don't say you're too sensitive out loud. And again, that tends to be kind of dismissive.
Yeah.
Patronizing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I disagree with that one. Sometimes people are just too damn sensitive.
They are. I agree. Some people are just too damn sensitive.
Fester, I think you're too sensitive.
I mean, certain areas, you are correct.
All right, number 6. Don't say this out loud. Everything happens for a reason.
Oh, I hate that one. That's such an
Yeah.
excuse thing.
Yeah.
Not supposed to say that. Number 7. It's just a joke. Or you're not going to say, oh, you say that one all the time?
I just had to point at you, you know.
I mean, pointing doesn't exactly work on the radio, but she pointed dead ass to you.
Don't say, oh, it's just a joke. You're not supposed to say it out loud. Number 8, you look tired.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one you're not supposed to say.
Why?
I mean, for long.
Why?
Well, because it gives the impression that you're saying the person doesn't look good.
You're criticizing them.
Well, no, they don't look good.
It's code word for you look like crap.
Yeah.
Their appearance is like terrible.
Haggard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
haggard.
Yeah.
Weathered. Downtrodden.
Mm-hmm.
Distraught. Number 9. Not supposed to say this out loud. Number 9 on the list. That's not what I meant. Any thoughts on that one, Michelle? Oh, you're not going to blame me, point fingers at me for that one as
I
well?
don't know. I mean, people are so sensitive the way they take things. Sometimes you have to go back and say, listen, I didn't mean that.
Number 10. Don't say this out loud. Calm down.
Oh, yeah, that's you. That's a big one.
This whole list is what, 80% me?
Yeah.
All right, number 11. Don't say this out loud. You're overreacting.
Okay, this is the MJ playbook.
Yeah.
This is like MJ's second replies to almost every conversation.
Everything.
All right, number 12. I'm not like other people. I've never said that.
You don't have to say it.
Why is that?
Your just whole physical presence like exhibits or demonstrates how you are not like other people.
What the hell does that mean?
You're a little quirky.
I'm a little quirky?
I mean, there's some things. I mean, you're lovable-ish, but there's things about you.
You know what?
There just is.
I didn't mean to turn this segment into a mirror on me.
It's just a
Look,
joke,
I'm
MJ.
looking
Yeah.
at the man in the mirror.
MJ, don't be so sensitive. It's
Yeah.
just a joke.
Okay.
Yeah. Calm
there.
down. Calm
You
down.
know what, MJ? I don't see color.
Number 13. No offense, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're not supposed to say that one out loud either. No offense, but
Kind of like that one.
number 14. Two more to go here. Number 14. Some people just can't be helped.
Mm.
Don't say that one out. And then finally, number 15, you're not supposed to say this out loud. If you're just tuning in, these are 15 phrases that you ought to think twice about saying out loud. And the final one coming in at number 15, that's just how I am.
Oh, that's you.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I don't say that's just how I am.
It sounds like some old racist grandpa who's getting called on his crap
Oh, yeah.
from like the granddaughter. That's just that's just how I am.
Hey,
Like
did
an
you,
excuse.
Fester, you have an iPhone. Michelle and I are rocking Android.
Okay.
In
Yeah.
fact, Michelle, are you ready for a new Google Pixel?
Yeah, I think so. Did I tell you how many tabs I have open, by the way?
How many? like 10,000 of them?
Listen, I have constantly, Michelle's like, yeah, my phone is moving slow or my laptop's moving slow. And then I go check out her laptop and she's got 252 tabs open. All right, how many tabs are open on your Pixel 8 Pro right now?
Like 3,500.
What? Are
Yeah.
you serious?
I didn't know that until the other day. Something was happening on the phone, and
Yeah,
I was like,
oh.
what's happening? And then all of a sudden it said something about like 3,500 tabs to the side, unused or something. And I was like, or windows open or whatever. And I was like, ooh, I don't think that's good, but
no, it's
I don't want to
not.
close them.
It's
so.
not good. And you're like, this computer's not working. And then you've got 300
Yeah.
tabs open in Windows or something. What is wrong? Michelle, you can't have 3,000 tabs open on your phone.
Yeah, you don't need that many.
I just got to review and make sure there's nothing important there.
Oh, my God. Trust me, if you got 3,000 tabs open, that's years of tabs that you have not revisited.
Since I got it.
You're not going back. Yeah. So Michelle and I, we started with the original Pixel, and we've pretty much done a new Pixel from the Google phone. That's the phone we tend to like.
Mhm.
And we tend to do the new Pixel every 2 years. So we have the 8, we skipped the 9, and the 9 got very good reviews. And now the 10 is supposed to have a new chip made by the Taiwanese semiconductor company now. So it's supposed to go to a better, thinner chip, and it's supposed to be really great new features, even better camera and video improvements. So Michelle, you and I will have a Pixel 10. We should have them by late August. I think they're doing the launch event on August 13th, the Google event, and then the next week they should ship. So.
Excellent.
So
I don't want to turn mine in, though. You know how I like.
we never do that. We
Yeah.
never. That's one thing we never trade in our old phones
Mm-mm.
because come on, really? Yeah. What do they get? Sometimes they give you a decent amount of money. I don't want my old phone floating around. It's worth it to me, even if it's wiped.
Mm-hmm.
Like a butt. Even if it's wiped properly, I have a whole drawer full of my old phones. I don't want to trade in my old phones.
Yeah.
But the reason why I'm bringing this up is Michelle and I, all that to mention that Michelle and I have Android. Fester, you have iOS. Have you done the new iOS update? And people are saying that iPhone users are aghast that the new iOS update is the ugliest thing that Apple has ever done, and it's a complete eyesore. See, I don't know this because I'm not an Apple user. I do have an iPad, but I use that for like FaceTime when I do studio links and I record programs or I do other things and I need to be in eye contact with somebody. We'll FaceTime. So I do have an iPad. I've got two iPads. I got one that runs my little home theater, and I've got the iPad in my studio at home. But I don't think I noticed any up. Was there really, folks?
I don't know.
And Fester, you wouldn't know technology if it crawled up your butt and exploded like an IED.
I mean, maybe if it exploded in my butt, I would recognize it. Hey, wow, something's a little different back there.
Anyone want to phone it? Is this true? Because I just don't know, and we have a lot of Apple, iOS, iPhone users. Is this true that the new iOS update, is it the preview of Apple's much anticipated iOS 26 update? So preview, does that mean that
it hasn't happened yet?
So they've just previewed it? It's not installed?
I just went to my settings, and it doesn't say that I have an update to do.
All right. So liquid glass is a new facelift. So they might have previewed it. So it might not be downloaded yet. It might just be a preview. Listen, I don't know anything about Apple World, to be honest.
Do they have one of those seminars where like the CEO is standing there in all black and there's like a big screen presenting the new liquid glass?
No, that guy's dead.
Who's that? Steve Jobs?
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh.
He doesn't.
What is it? What did you just say?
Well, no, I said, are they having one of those press releases where like the CEO's on stage wearing all black?
Yeah, remember?
No, he's had the turtleneck. Steve,
in all black.
Yeah,
it was.
Steve Jobs had like a uniform.
Yeah.
It was like an all black mock, right?
Yeah,
is what he used to wear.
That Elizabeth Holmes tried to mock.
Oh yeah, that's sicko.
Mm-hmm.
That Looney Tune.
But anyway, so no, I don't think they're going to be doing that, Fester.
Okay,
all
I was
right.
asking. I don't know. I mean, how did they preview it?
All right, so I guess they showed it. I guess it's not available for everyone to download, but apparently the new iOS update, which could be coming, is allegedly the ugliest thing that Apple has ever done.
Okay, how bad
And
could it possibly be?
People were retching.
I mean, what?
I just wanted to use the word retching.
I mean, people. Okay, how terrible is it? Are all the screensavers and vomit? I mean,
retching's a funny word.
Yeah.
But and what are they going to do? Are they going to boycott and trade in their iPhones and go to Android?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to do that.
Right.
They're just going to live with it, and then it's going to become what they're used to.
I got ahead of my skis a little bit. That's another phrase you shouldn't say out loud, by the way. I guess it was shown at a developer conference, and it's upcoming, and it's supposed to be ugly as ass, like a baby hippo, just ugly. What is the worst thing that a driver can do while just driving through a neighborhood? Speed limit in a neighborhood is usually 25.
Yeah, that's right.
Just think about this for a second. What is the worst thing that a driver can do while driving through a residential neighborhood? I'm sorry.
I can think of things.
This is not funny. Drivers just driving through the neighborhood. What's like one of the worst things that can happen?
You mow over an old lady?
Oh, you're getting close. Oh, you are so close.
Okay.
You can taste it.
You plow through some garbage cans?
Hold on a minute. I'm giving you a hint. You can taste it. I don't think you want to taste garbage. You're driving through the neighborhood. You just said plowed into an old lady, and I said, oh, man, you're so close. I can taste it.
You're running to somebody's kitchen?
No, 25 cents.
Okay. You hit a bunch of kids at a lemonade stand.
That's it. That's it. Look at that. Look at that. Luckily, nobody was killed.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, but look at that. You can taste it. 25 cents.
25 cents is a giveaway.
Boom. Lemonade stand. This is terrible. A 24-year-old young woman. That's Chloe's age. Chloe's 23. Chloe will be 24 in August. A 24-year-old woman charged after crashing her vehicle through a kid's lemonade stand.
Oh, my God.
What the hell?
Terrible.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Are the kids okay?
Yeah. So injuries, but luckily nobody killed. So this 24-year-old woman, this is in Burke County, North Carolina. So what is that, like near Charlotte? I think it might be Charlotte area. 24-year-old woman charged with crashing her vehicle into 3 young girls running a lemonade stand. I mean, what the hell? Accident happened Tuesday, a couple of days ago. And I guess this woman was trying to turn left
Right into the lemonade stand?
and drove her Chevrolet HHR. You know what? You ought to be arrested just for driving a Chevy HHR.
I mean, you want to talk about an ugly vehicle.
That was an ugly
Yeah.
freaking vehicle. I'm sorry. I mean, did somebody have an aneurysm when they designed that thing? Yeah, that Chevy HH. I mean, really, who bought a Chevy HHR? You know what the other one was? What was the Chrysler, that Ugmo thing? What was that thing?
Yeah, Fingers drove one
Yeah,
for a long time.
Fingers drove it. What was that? What-
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, buddy, he's now on the assignment desk at Channel 8. He's a good guy.
Love
yeah,
him.
Fingers. Do you think they call him Fingers over to Channel 8?
I mean, he call him Dave 100 times, he won't answer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Fingers was a producer for my Schnitz show for years. You know, he was one of our side producers. He did a great job, and now he works at Channel 8 at the assignment desk. Yeah. What was that?
What was it?
Oh, PT Cruiser.
Yeah.
That was it. The Chevy HHR and then the Chrysler PT Cruiser. I'm sorry, man. If you're driving one of those right now,
I mean, you got bigger issues.
those are ugly freaking cars. All right. So listen, neither are being made. If a car is successful, they're still making it, right?
I mean, eventually, all models sunset for one reason or another.
Yeah, plenty of cars that haven't sunset. They're still out there. So this woman in a Chevy HHR lost control, and that vehicle, so the driver of the HHR, I guess, pulled in front of a Nissan Altima, and then the Nissan ran off the road into a front yard right into 3 girls, 7, 8, and 9, who had set up a lemonade stand.
Oh.
So all 3 were seriously injured. They were rushed to nearby hospitals. One was airlifted. I'm sorry. 1 was taken by ambulance. 2 were airlifted. Is that the worst freaking thing in the world? Can you imagine? You got the little girls? Yeah, they just get out of school. What are we going to do? It's summer
Summertime.
vacation.
Aw,
Let's
yeah.
open up a lemonade business.
Let's open up a lemonade stand in the front yard, and you got a lady is cut off by an HHR, and her Nissan Altima crashes through their freaking lemonade stand. That's like the worst possible freaking scenario in the world. Listen, I wish the best to these girls. If you're a parent, just make sure your kid's lemonade stand is like in the backyard. There might be a visibility issue from the street, but
Yeah.
at least they'll be safe.
How close were the girls to the street?
Well, they were in the front yard.
I mean,
I don't know what the setback was, but you know,
hopefully they're back a little bit, not like right on
Yeah.
the road.
none of the drivers were hurt in the crash. Well, yeah,
they're inside
Yeah.
cars.
yeah, they're inside cars hitting a little card table.
When
You know,
Consumer Reports does cars versus lemonade stand
yeah.
crashes, the car is usually just fine.
5-star rating. 5-star rating.
2025 Nissan Altima.
Yeah, 5-star
5
rating.
stars against lemonade stands.
Crash in a lemonade stand. Anyway, so hopefully the girls will recover. That's just terrible. Family members of the injured girl said the crash happened in an instant. One of the mothers was apparently right there. Girls' parents described the scene as terrifying, heartbreaking. Listen, I hope these girls recover. Luckily, they're all still alive. What a mess. Worst possible scenario, a car running into a little girl's lemonade stand. 7:21 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. You're not going to believe what is being pushed. The airport hack to get free luggage on your airplane. All right. And apparently Gen Z, the generation we call Gen Z, Gen Z is like spearheading this project. It's an unethical travel hack, and it's a threat to airport security. Wait till you hear this. That and a whole lot more. I'm looking at it. We got tons of stuff because we're doing an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. So don't move. It's all minutes away here on the award-winning. I can't think of any awards we won recently, but let's just go with that. MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Making a move Make it a good move. Do not have a miserable, awful, no good, nasty pile of junk dumpster fire move. That could happen if you hire the wrong moving company. I'm going to tell you how to avoid all that, how to hire the right moving company, and that's Two College Brothers Moving and Storage. Are you moving to a new house? Are you moving maybe to a new office? Need help with that? Are you moving to a new condo? Or your kid's moving out? You have a friend, a neighbor, a colleague, a coworker that's making a move. Friends, don't let friends hire bad movers. Or if you're making a move, busy time of the year, spring and summer, busiest times for moving, call Two College Brothers. Best move. They'll wrap all your furniture in blankets. They'll treat everything like it's their own family's heirlooms. Everyone is background checked extensively, highly trained. They've got over 1,100 five-star reviews. It's Two College Brothers Moving and Storage. You mentioned me, MJ, they'll give you free moving boxes. TwoCollegeBrothers.com, smartest move you'll ever make. Weather-tight Mike is ready for hurricane season. Listen, we're still early, got plenty of time, but I've told the story about Scott, one of our listeners. He's out in Polk County. He called Weather Tight Windows. First of all, Scott was so impressed with the representative that came out from Weather Tight, the education, the explanation, the game plan, the pricing, the installation, everything was perfect for listener Scott. And then last year, he had everything installed by like August. We got the hurricanes in September and October. And he said that his house would not have survived if he didn't have the new windows installed by WeatherTight Windows. Right now, $200 rebate per door, $100 rebate per window. When you need window and door replacements, you want the PGT custom windows and doors and the expert installation from WeatherTight Mike and WeatherTight Windows. WeatherTightWindows.com. Don't forget the cookies and tell them MJ sent you. 724 traffic's on. Here's Shriner, MJ Morning Show. Next with an hour and 20 minutes nonstop.
In Hillsborough, we have an
Like your luggage, it's your 50-pound bag, and they try to charge you for it. Like, whoa, hold on, and you open it, and there's like an oxygen canister in it.
I never knew this.
Yeah. And he saved
Wait, hold on a minute.
thousands
Wait,
of
wait a minute.
dollars.
I don't think you're allowed to.
It's discretion of the clerk.
Hold on. I thought that you were not allowed to check like an oxygen canister as a checked bag.
Medical equipment flies free. So he has like
Really? Are you sure?
It's an empty canister. Yeah, he told me this. But sometimes when you get there, the clerk doesn't know how to charge somebody for a medical thing. This doesn't.
So they let it slide?
It doesn't feel right to charge somebody for life-saving equipment, and he travels with an empty oxygen canister. It's like the little one that goes in the back of the wheelchair, not so it doesn't take up his whole luggage. He still has like 4 days worth of clothes in there.
I don't want to mention the airline, and I haven't even gotten to the Gen Z hack. Hold on. We'll get to the Gen Z hack, but I don't want to mention what, when, where, which airline, but remember we were all traveling together, if I'm not mistaken, Michelle, and we did have checked luggage on this particular trip. 99.9% of the time, we do not have checked luggage, but we were bringing items to a location, and we had bags, and I think we might have gotten a free bag or two because of your credit card on this airline, but we had additional bags because we were bringing items beyond what is typically just our regular carry-on luggage.
Right.
And we all have those pilot's bags.
Yeah.
We all have the Luggage Works pilot's bags because several good friends of mine are pilots. Really good friend of mine. Well, Bob Harwood. I did stuff with Bob for years. Bob was a Delta pilot for years, retired, and I don't know, 15 years ago he said, "Man, you got to get the bag we use."
Is that the all black, really ugly bag?
Yes.
It's a very stark looking black. If you look at pilots in the airport, 90% of the pilots have this particular bag, and it's got like metal dowels. There are two metal dowel handles, and it's a very stark looking bag. But that's the bag that pilots use. It's made by Luggage Works. And 15 years ago, my buddy Bob said, "Hey, he was a Delta, 767 pilot. He's like, man, you got to get this bag, man. They hold up, and all the pilots have them. So I got the bag, and then." Let me tell you what's happened. That I'd be sitting at a gate, and I'm just in regular clothing with the bag, and I'd be sitting at the gate in regular seat, and I've had a clerk or an agent at the desk say, "Hey, what seat you in?" And they saw my pilot's bag. All right, I'm gonna upgrade you. I've been upgraded to like first class or business just because of the bag. All right. Then we get to the airport, and we had a rare amount of checked luggage, and the agent, the gate agent, or the ticket counter agent, saw our pilot's bags, assumed I was a pilot for the airline or something, and just said, "All right, I'm not going to charge you for any of the luggage."
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes. Those pilots' bags have saved us so many times. Like when we're, racing to get on the airplane, and, they're saying like, "Oh, all the overhead is full," and they're making everybody else, check their bags, and then they see us go and they go right ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Because they just assume that they've thought Michelle was because you know what, Michelle, you kind of have a look of being a female pilot.
She does.
You could be, absolutely.
I can't do anything like that.
I can picture Michelle. Listen, bitches, I want y'all to sit down. I don't want
Shut up.
I don't want no belly.
Don't make me turn this plane around. All right, so
I am not in the mood for this today.
Right, let me get to the story at hand, okay? Unethical travel hack from Generation Z. A video was posted online, and I saw the video. The video is from a guy by the name of Jason Steinberg, and it's called Unethical Travel Hacks. It's a series, and you can search these. These are on social media, Unethical Travel Hacks. And this is what he says. He says that travelers should get to the airport early, find a safe place to leave a second bag. So he encourages people to leave it like in plain sight at a cafe or put it with other people's bags when checking in. He says that passengers should say they have one bag and they want it weighed, leaving him free to grab the second bag and then take that onto the plane.
I don't understand that.
Explain it one more time. I'm not following it.
All right.
So I bring my bag to the airport.
In the social media video, this guy, Jason Steinberg, says that travelers should get to the airport early, find a safe place, leave your second bag somewhere, leave it in plain sight, or put it with other people's bags when you're checking in. He says that passengers should say, just one bag, and they want that weighed, and that leaves him time to grab the second bag and then take that onto the plane without it being seen by the check-in folks.
Okay, I don't know what airline he's flying, but it sounds like he's not flying any airline I've ever been on that they weigh the first bag unless they're checking it, and that you're not entitled to take your personal item on.
Here's another one.
I'm calling bogus on this one.
It does sound.
So-
I'm not following the whole plan.
So
Yeah.
this guy Steinberg, if you want to look him up, it's his posts are under Travel with Jay Berg.
I'm not traveling with him anywhere.
Travel with Jay Berg.
Sounds like an idiot.
He successfully does not pay the fee in his video. But listen, this is obviously a security violation. And what happens if they detect your bag is like abandoned?
Well, that's what I'm worried about, too.
Unattended. The bomb squad comes out and blows up your bag or whatever, I'm just saying, this is just a travel hack from Gen Z, apparently, is spearheading this.
This sounds dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm of the belief that if you leave your bag unattended at an airport, like some robot blows it up or something.
He says we all know the frustration of lifting your bag onto the luggage scale. See,
No, I don't.
do you listen to me? Do you want
I'm listening.
lifting it onto the scales, then find out you're 52 pounds, and they want to charge you $100 for overweight? Do you understand the concept? The concept is that you don't make all of your luggage visible when you're checking in at the counter. You keep it out of the way. They don't see it. Then when you go to the gate, you take the bag. If you can get it on as carry-on, that's fine. Or they might say, we need to gate check that. And a lot of times they don't charge you for the gate check when you're at the gate.
Okay.
That's the racket here.
I don't
it's
think
very easy to grasp.
No, I don't think it's much of a racket. I think he looks like an asshole.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Michelle, stop it with the AH, man.
Oh, you didn't say I couldn't.
Stop. No,
Whatever.
I told don't
Anyway,
stop.
all right.
Stop saying that.
Okay, he looks like an a-hole.
Stop saying what you got the foulest mouth on the show.
She does, and she's not wrong.
Michelle, can I apologize?
No, move on. We're not visiting this.
I tried.
Okay, so I don't understand this because if you're checking a bag, it's going to get checked, and you still get to carry the other one on. And I often already go through with maybe a little too much. And you know what I should do a travel hack. You know what the travel hack is?
What's Michelle's travel hack?
You overstuff your carry-on, okay? The one that you want to put under the seat in front of you, but you have a secret bag inside, okay? That then you put the things that you do want on the plane, and you end up with two going in the overhead, and then your one little one under the seat in front of you. You've seen me do it a million times. It's overstuffed.
Yeah.
I kind of conceal it with a sweater or a jacket or something. We get on, and it takes me about 2 minutes to reconfigure everything, and now I have two going in the overhead.
Yeah, once you're on the plane, who cares
Who
how many
cares?
things you put in the overhead compartment?
Michelle, would you please give me 10 seconds to apologize?
I really just don't want to talk about it. Keep moving on. Let's get to something funny.
This is funny.
No, it's not.
This is funny.
It doesn't seem funny according to Michelle's reaction. If you've noticed,
I can't apologize.
Michelle-
I sincerely want to open my heart and apologize.
All right, move along.
So I can't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, all right. Hey, Andrew, were you able to find any of these 7-year-olds on social media doing videos about doing facial treatments and acid peels? Michelle.
Yeah, I'm curious about this because we don't have TikTok. And so I think a lot of this is on TikTok.
Oh, my God. The tick schmuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't use TikTok because we don't want the Chinese Communist government getting into our contact list, our texts. If you've got TikTok, they've got access to everything on your phone. They can probably turn your microphone on and listen to you anytime they want.
Yeah,
no,
well,
no TikTok on my phone, Michelle's phone, the kids' phones, nothing.
next time you see Xi Ping or whoever the president of China is right now with
Xi Jinping.
whatever,
Yeah.
and you see him with his baby soft skin, he's getting all these skin hacks from American 7-year-olds, so he thinks it's great.
He might need it. That's the thing.
I've seen pictures of him. He does have nice skin.
But this is ridiculous. Kids are on TikTok as young as like 7 years old, shooting skincare videos, and some kids are doing acid peels.
Okay, that just should not be allowed.
Yeah, should any 7-year-old Michelle be doing a freaking acid peel?
No, I think you could actually probably do more damage to your skin at that age.
But they've got these kids in front of mirrors. They've got curlers. They're doing makeup. They're doing skin treatments at 7 freaking years old. No wonder why these kids are growing up, effed up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you mean they're growing up effed up? They're emulating their parents? They're doing something creative? Just because,
Okay, all right. So Fester approves of 7-year-olds doing acid peels on their face. That's great.
Okay. So,
Wait, let me ask you.
Of course you do.
Is Hadley even into this?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Here's some audio from one of these videos. Listen.
Get ready for me for bed. Guys, I leave tomorrow for Florida. I love
What? Getting ready before bed? I leave tomorrow for Florida?
Yeah, she has a trip planned.
What is she up in the Northeast? And she's doing her nighttime face and beauty regimen before she goes to bed?
Florida. So first let's put on my glow recipe lip balm. You know I love the smell.
She's putting on her glow recipe? Is that what she said?
I am going to die. It smells so good. In Florida, I'm so excited to go to the beach. Because I love the beach and love finding seashells. I got my
I love the beach. I love finding seashells. She loves Florida.
headband. That's better. As I was saying, we're going to go look at 5 houses or 6. I don't know, but that's going to be so fun. I'm going to hang out with my Aunt BJ. Don't worry, guys. I brought my skincare.
Did she say she's going to hang out with her Aunt BJ?
Yeah.
How'd she get that name?
She earned it.
That's up my ordinary. Hold on, let me give you ASMR. That's a
Hold on. Is she talking about ASMR?
What?
These little kids are emulating what their
Oh, my
Instagram
God.
mothers are doing.
Can you
and-
imagine this? If she's 7 years old, can you imagine this little girl when she's 14? She's going to be a effing nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
ASMR. Get it out. Get it out. I can't open it. Fun facts. I love to dance and I hate chocolate because I'm not a chocolate girl. I want
I love to dance. She hates chocolate.
Not everybody's into
to use
chocolate.
this blue tula. What the heck? Look, in Dubai, I swim with a dolphin.
Did she say in Dubai she
Yeah.
swam with the dolphins?
What?
What? It's like a 7-year-old girl flying to Florida to look at 6 houses.
And it was so much fun.
So much fun.
Final step. Oh my gosh.
All right.
Final step, I'm going to splash sulfuric acid on my face that I found at a pool supply store.
See you when I'm in Florida. Peace out, bro.
All right, this girl, that's enough. And that's
just an example of what's going on.
Apparently, they're all over the TikTok.
Does she have like 1 million followers? I mean, is she
Oh,
like a
my
popular among 7-year-olds?
Okay, again, let me just give the skincare advice for a 7-year-old. You know what it is?
Wash your freaking face with soap, and that's it.
Sunscreen.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, sunscreen.
That's it.
Yep.
Just put sunscreen on, maybe some moisturizer, because you're going to wash that stuff off at the end of the day. I mean, honestly, I don't think anything should be being done to a child's face.
Yeah, put on that like white zinc oxide stuff, so it looks like you've got cake frosting slathered on your face.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Like
now.
a Duncan Hines commercial.
Listen, you talked about this outlier, one kid or
No, this is not. No, this
let's
is.
talk about this.
There are a lot of these videos.
100 of them. MJ, Listen, if some kids
7-year-olds are doing acid peel videos on freaking
you're reading
TikTok.
a headline off of one story that could be talking about one or two or three people.
I'm not.
What this little girl is doing, what is she doing? She's talking to a camera. She's having fun.
There's a whole
She's not doing crack.
All right, listen.
True.
She hasn't
Fester.
learned anything from her aunt
Fester,
BJ yet.
She didn't use any naughty words.
Right.
I read a whole story
Okay.
about all of these little kid skin influencers, child skincare influencers that are doing routines with products costing $168, products costing over $500.
Well-
the kids are applying this crap and shooting videos online.
And there is something to it because remember a couple weeks ago you did this story. I think a lot of the cosmetic companies are targeting this age group now with their products.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the parents are pushing back.
Trying to hook them early,
Yeah.
like crack, like back in the day when crack first came out. You know, that's how the dealers really got neighborhoods hooked on crack.
First one's free.
They gave out free samples. If you study at the infiltration of crack cocaine, cheap crack, back in like the 1980s, the dealers would go to the low-income neighborhoods. They'd pass out free crack, kind of like the ladies with the hairnets at Costco and Sam's Club on the weekends. They'd pass out little free samples. And that's their way of hooking you to then go to the freezer to go buy the product.
Did you first say hair nuts?
Hair nuts.
You said hair nuts.
Hair nets. Fessa, you know what? You ought to be more concerned with that beard because that is a germ factory.
I ought to be more concerned with hair nuts. Honestly.
How dirty are your beards?
I think it's an individual. I mean, I saw a guy this week.
The answer is filthy.
You know what? How is my beard more dirty than regular long hair? I saw a dude this week who was home. What's the new term?
Homeschooled?
No, home. Like, what do you call? I can't call homeless people anymore.
Unhoused.
Yes,
Unhoused.
I saw an unhoused guy
Living in a van down by the river.
and his beard
Yep.
was in a different condition than other people's beards who have access to washing stuff.
And?
Listen to me. The question is,
I don't think everybody's beards has like
beards are filthy unless
you use Head and Shoulders.
Unless you wash and clean your beard like you're washing your hair.
That's what I was just going to ask Fester. Do you use shampoo and conditioner on your beard?
Yeah, I don't use conditioner because I don't know what that does, and I'm a man. But I've never used conditioner in my whole life. I have no idea what it does. We have this bottle, but anyway. But I use Head and Shoulders for dandruff on my head and body, and then I use it in my beard.
I've got stomach dandruff.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you've got all that body hair. That's got to have dandruff.
All over.
You got back hair dandruff.
All over.
You're like a snow globe, a 350-pound snow globe.
Dude, I'm like a Parmesan cheese canister.
like a human cheese grater.
No, MJ, yeah. So I lube up my beard.
All right, well, if you clean your beard regularly, you're in a different category. But this is from the Science Guys. You know that Study Finds website? Beards have long attracted suspicion, sometimes seen as stylish, sometimes as unsanitary. But how dirty are they really?
Okay.
Who's the guy? I'm Keith Morrison.
Oh, we're doing this again?
Okay, listen.
Yes,
All right, hold on.
we are.
He didn't inspect beards.
We're not living in
Or
a
investigate
cave
beards.
in the middle of Afghanistan, okay? I mean, let's talk about beards and who has beards and beard maintenance.
You?
So how dirty are your beards really? Well, the human skin is home to billions of microorganisms.
That's true for everybody.
Mainly bacteria, but also fungi and viruses. And facial hair provides a unique environment for them to thrive.
So would the hair on your head.
No, they're saying that the location of facial hair, that it's a greater environment because of the proximity to nose, mouth, food, and other things that you introduce. It's a dense, diverse, microbial population center.
So it's like the the beard is like the city center and the top of my head's like the suburbs?
Listen to this.
Further out?
Fester, the
What?
Washington Post has reported that some toilets contain fewer germs than the average beard. Why don't you put that in your pipe and smoke it?
Stop comparing
Yes.
everything to toilets, and then at the end
I'm not comparing everything to toilets.
Everybody
The
does.
Washington Post
The
did
world
read.
does.
They're saying that some toilets have fewer germs than a human guy's beard.
Yeah, and then there was an Amazon link in the Washington Post article on a beard cleaner.
And you know what's really germy?
What?
A gay guy's beard that doesn't want to come out of the closet.
All true.
That beard is very,
Very
very,
dirty. Get out.
very
Get out of
dirty.
it. Everybody, get out of the closet.
But yeah, beards are a hygiene risk. The microbial population on skin varies by location, influenced by factors temperature, pH, humidity, nutrient availability. Beards create a warm, almost moist environment where food debris and oils can accumulate. Oh my God.
Yeah, I rub food in my hair.
Fester, I'm getting nauseous just looking at that beard you're growing there right
well,
now.
guess what, dude?
Aw.
I'm getting sickened.
I'm going to grow it like 6 more inches.
Really?
Yes. We're going to.
And then what?
And then you're going to do legs.
I'm going to braid it.
You're going to do a ZZ Top cover band. Sharp dressed man.
Listen.
Tush.
How long will it take to grow it the 6 more inches?
Maybe by Halloween.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I don't get it. Anyway, beards are a concern. They thrive in the climate. Concerns among scientists about beard hygiene date back, decades and decades and decades. Early studies show that facial hair could retain bacteria, bacterial toxins, even after washing.
Okay, we've been living in caves for millions of years.
I'm fine with the beard.
For healthcare workers, this has made beards a point of controversy, especially in hospitals where pathogen transmission is a concern. However, hospital-based research has shown mixed results. You know what? Have you seen chefs with beards?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of chefs, and sometimes they wear the beard hairnet.
I've not seen that.
You've never seen the beard hairnet?
Like at deli counters.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. But
I haven't seen that.
I got to be honest. If you're a chef
Yeah.
and you've got like a giant ZZ Top beard,
Yeah.
shave that thing.
Nope, it's the flavor. It's my secret
Oh,
ingredient.
Fester, that's gross. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I just lean over the
All right.
I lean over the pan on the stove and I just give my beard like a little
Oh.
rustle.
We're going to saute these over medium,
Yeah.
put a little
All right.
garlic
Gotta add
in
my
there.
secret spice.
And we're going to just scratch our beard.
Right over the skillet.
You're making me nauseous. Please stop. Because I am thinking of the chefs that we know, and none of them have beards.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't think a chef should have a big beard. If you're a bearded chef, you might want to unless you're wearing the bacteria catcher, like a horse trough. Like what do you call the thing?
Feed bag?
Feed bag.
Feed bag, yeah.
Feed bag.
You know what I saw for the first time? I was at a deli.
Yeah.
And the guy had a stubbly beard.
Yeah.
And he had the hair mat or the hair
Yeah.
net.
Right.
But it was around his whole face like a catcher's mitt.
Or like a beekeeper's outfit.
Yeah. His whole face was netted. and he
Oh,
was
that's
looking
what.
through it.
You know what? Chefs with heavy beards need to wear the beekeeper mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
'Cause
they. Yeah.
I'm just thinking the net, it might catch a hair, but it might not catch the other stuff that you're talking about being in there. So
That'll be comfortable in a hot kitchen. A beekeeper's face mask.
All right. This is my beef
Anyway,
Wellington with psoriasis.
oh, gross.
With eczema
This
shavings.
is one served to the queen.
Who needs white truffle shavings when you've got some nice
Oh.
eczema shavings?
All right. So now I'm going to zest my beard.
Speaking of food, can I make a transition to more delicious items, or is that impossible at this point?
It's impossible.
Yeah, listen, take your shot. Who knows?
All right, who has the best fast food French fries?
Oh, man, shut up.
A list is out.
There's one true answer, but it's not going to be number one.
Oh.
A ranking from something called Seat Masters. They put together the best fast food French fries in America, and they, I guess, grazed over 40,000 Yelp reviews to put the list together. And you might be shocked at who is not in the top 10. So would you like to hear the top 10, the best fries in America? We'll do a countdown here. Hey, do we have the Casey's Top 40 jingle anywhere, Andrew? Casey's Coast to Coast, American Top French Fries.
So hold on.
Yeah.
What's the parameter to be a restaurant on this list? I mean, fast food.
These are all fast food. So I don't think you'll have any problem with all of the top 10 being in the accepted fast food category.
All right, I just wrote a note to Michelle with what I think
All right,
the
that's
number
fine.
one should
All right,
be.
so we'll have a reveal
Let's see
on that
how
later.
it goes.
All right, coming in at number 10, Checkers Rallies.
God damn it.
Oh,
That was my winner.
really?
That was my winner. Checkers Rallies has the best
Dude,
fries.
why did you just curse like? I don't like that.
Well,
Why
hold on. Your wife's dropping AHs a couple seconds.
you know what? You know what? A-hole is better than the GD. You just
Okay, fine.
You're a Catholic. You're going
Shut
to
up, Jew.
Oh.
Listen. He was on your tribe. I mean, give me a break. Shish. And that was a shish. Stop with this religion crap. Seriously, man.
We don't drop GDs on the show.
All right, fine.
I'm not a religious individual. I just don't like GDs.
Fine, get over it.
He's really
I don't want to send someone running to Joy FM.
All right, what?
They got enough ratings.
I'm gonna have a smoke. I'm gonna have a cigarette. I'll be right
Although
back.
I got to thank our audience. The MJ Morning Show has been on a little bit of a roll. This radio show, we were number one, 25 to 54 persons, which is the important demographic. The MJ Morning Show, number one morning show in the market in January, number one last month in April.
Yes.
And then the main numbers should be out, I think, next week. But, you know, we've been number one in a bunch of the weeklies.
Yeah.
So
as a bonus, we got the good creamer.
All right, fantastic. No, listen, I'm just thanking the audience that in the Nielsen ratings that the MJ Morning Show, last month we were number one morning show in the market. All right, so here we go. Back to the French fry. Hey, listen, we could be number 17 in July, you know.
Whatever.
All right, so here's the deal.
All right.
French fries,
Checkers
top 10.
Rallies should be number
So-
one. That was my number one pick.
Checkers Rallies, number 10 on the list. Number 9 is Hardee's. Number 8 is Arby's.
Get out of here with your curly fries, Arby's.
Now, you know, with Arby's, I don't.
What was number 9?
Curly.
Number 9 was Hardee's.
Hardy. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not at Hardy's enough to
Yeah.
to appreciate.
Now, with Arby's, I just don't consider, when I think of Arby's,
Yeah.
you know, I
They're
don't.
fast food.
Yeah, but I don't think of fries. I think of Arby's as.
Arby's,
Yeah.
we have the meat.
It doesn't say Arby's, we have the fries.
But their fries are unique because they're curly.
Yeah, that's what Fester was saying. The
Yeah,
curly fries.
and they're a good fry.
All right, that's number 8. Number 7, Zaxby's is number 7. I've never had Zaxby's fries. Number 6, Raising Cane's. Number 5, Chick-fil-A. Number 4, Bojangles. Number 3, Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. Now, I've not had any food at Freddy's, but we have had custard at Freddy's.
Which is food.
No, we didn't have. That's dessert.
You haven't had
Right.
like the burgers and fries at Freddy's?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, Michelle and I, when we're in Virginia Beach, there's a Freddy's on Lynn Haven Parkway. So we go to Freddy's. And I think there are a couple of Freddy's locally, right? I'll tell you what, hey, the whole custard thing is heating up. You know, locally we have Culver's, which Culver's does a great job. Andy's Frozen Custard. They just do custard. Andy's is custard only. They don't do the food. Andy's is really, really good. I mean, all the custard. Culver's, Andy's, and Freddy's. Freddy's does food along with Culver's. All three have a great custard product. So I got thumbs up on all of them. So number 3 in the USA for best fries, Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. Number 2 is a fast food place that's had some rough times. You know, locations closing, and it just seems to have fallen out of favor, but I've always liked this place. Steak and Shake.
Oh, I love Steak and Shake. Their
Steak-
fries are really
Yeah,
good.
Steak and Shake fries. They do the thin,
Like the shoestring
the
fries.
little
Yeah.
thin little toothpick fries.
I'm going to get some today.
But you know what? Those can't be cold. You got to get them hot. And that's one thing. Like when you take food out of a fast food restaurant, and if the fries sit in the bag, fries typically don't travel. They don't travel well. In the business, they say, that doesn't travel. So Steak and Shake, the number 2 fry in the fast food fry category in America. And now we're up to the, hey, Andrew, I need the tippity roll. Hurry up. Come on, get it ready. Let me know what you played from in there. Just go ahead and hit it. As soon as you have the timpani, we will reveal the number 1 fry in the USA. And now we're up to the top fry in the USA. Hi, everybody. I'm Casey Kasem. The number 1 fry in America is a place that is 1,000 miles away from the Tampa Bay area, so good luck getting it unless you're on vacation. The number 1 fry in the USA is In-N-Out Burger, according to the list. So there you have it, Fester. But
That's
what
a BS.
what is not on the list? See, this is an even bigger story.
Here's why.
What is
There are 2 of them not on the
Yeah,
list.
exactly. What 2 major fast food restaurants are not on the list for the best fries in America? That's the bigger part of the story, which this is the ultimate payoff.
Here's what you're missing on all this. The 2 that are on the list, that are not on the list, they're too big. They're not hip enough. All these ones you've mentioned have a small, rabid following.
Okay.
I know a guy who loves Raisin Cane's. Is that what it's called? Raisin Cane? I know another person who swears by Zaxby's.
Right.
And he thinks it's the best. To where I don't feel that passionate about McDonald's or Burger King, even though they're the
Right.
2 biggest.
And obviously that's where we're getting at.
But there are people.
Let me tell you now that we are pissed that we're not on the list. Our fries did not make the top 10. We're going to go ballistic. We're going to murder somebody at Burger King.
I mean, McDonald's and Burger King aren't even batting their eye at this stupid list.
So
I mean, they outbill and probably outsell every one of these companies combined.
McDonald's, though, and we've had this conversation, McDonald's fries were absolutely better when I was a kid.
Absolutely.
McDonald's fries were 10 times better back in the 1980s. And the reason why is beef tallow. They used to fry the French fries in beef tallow, and that stopped. McDonald's fries, that's why, at some point, like in the 90s or early 2000s, I just remember saying, you know what? These McDonald's fries, they're just not as good as they used to be. And I have a lot of respect for McDonald's. I have an appreciation for McDonald's, what they've done. McDonald's is an American staple and institution. But I'm just being honest here that I just remember at some point saying, you know what? Am I just having like weird memories that, sometimes you can have false memories.
No.
So-
Don't
but-
say that because then you can't testify. You have a distorted memory.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that I do.
I mean, I'll call it to the French fry trial.
You're trying to introduce the whole Karen Reed
No,
deal, the whole
nope.
Karen
I'm
Reed
just-
trial.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
Or
So-
do you already have early onset dementia?
No.
Okay, well,
what I'm saying is
Uh-huh.
is that I remember back in the 90s or early 2000s, I remember saying, you know what? These McDonald's fries, is it just me? Are my taste buds defective all of a sudden? But the fries are just not as good as I remembered.
Yeah.
And I was right. They stopped and it was quiet. Initially, it was quiet. McDonald's. Hey, Fester, go ahead and open up another tab because keep that tab open. Open up another tab. When did McDonald's stop? Michelle, you can do. Michelle, you can.
Too late, I'm already typing. Don
Michelle can do this much faster. When did McDonald's stop frying their French fries in beef tallow?
Beef tallow.
Right. Essentially beef fat.
Until the 1990s.
July of 1990.
Yeah. All right.
McDonald's announced that it would start cooking their French fries and
hash browns in 100% vegetable oil and stop using a blend of vegetable oil and beef tallow. So July of 1990, that long ago. Wow.
Wow. Wow.
But wait, I am interested in what Fester just had open because it's the Steak and Shake said they are going away from
Seed oils.
seed oils.
Right. So
Yeah.
Steak and Shake, this is another part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to French fries, Steak and Shake, they announced they're going back to beef tallow. That they're going to start, right? They're going to start frying their French fries in beef. I think it happened already.
Yeah, I feel like around town I've seen a billboard and all it said is beef tallow fries.
Yeah.
Like really patronizing the fattest of Americans.
Hang on. Fester just brought up the Steak and Shake website. Transitioning away from seed oils. We have made a commitment to remove seed oils from our restaurants. We're working with our various suppliers to achieve this goal. Some changes, such as switching to the use of butter, will be implemented quickly. Others will take more time, such as altering the recipe of our buns, which contain seed oils. Our fries, onion rings, and chicken tenders are now cooked in 100% beef tallow in our restaurants. The beef tallow has no additives, preservatives, or chemicals. However, we are just beginning since manufacturers are currently par frying these products with vegetable oil prior to freezing and shipping them to us. Making the frying oil tallow again was just our first step. In the spirit of transparency, we continue to update you as we pass important milestones on the journey. All right, so some of the frozen fries, and listen, don't be afraid of a frozen fry. A lot of the best fries are frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And frozen fries, there's a challenge. Sometimes we've got fresh cut French fries, fresh, the potato, look at the...
They're not always the best.
They're not. A lot of times the fresh fries are soggy.
They're limp.
Yeah, limp and soggy.
You got to dry them out first.
Yeah. Listen, well, there's a process. But a lot of times frozen fries are actually a superior product.
Mm-hmm.
So, and listen, the beef tallow, that's flavor, man.
It says McDonald's might return to the beef tallow.
They should. I'll tell you what, I will give McDonald's thousands and thousands of dollars in free advertising if McDonald's goes back to beef tallow. Because it just tastes better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's healthier. Screw the vegans. No, I'm kidding. I don't want to. Andrew said in my ear, well, they lose the vegans. Listen, if you're vegan, I fully support whatever decision you want to make in your life, just as long as you're not a militant vegan, setting cattle trucks on fire, all right?
But if you're a vegan, are you really going to McDonald's in the first place?
No, you're probably not.
Yeah.
But they do have a salad,
Okay.
which is covered in beef tallow. No, I'm kidding.
I mean,
So there are the top 10 fries. Holy crap, where'd the time go? 8:06? You know what? Time flies when you're having fun. Oh, Andrew wants me to take a call. Let me grab line 4. All right, Sean in Dunedin. Oh, Shauna. Hey, Shauna, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, good morning. How y'all doing?
Shauna, we're great. Now that you called, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to let you know my fries travel well, and I always have hot fries. So I have a secret. Nobody else do it, so I always get to get my hot fries. But when I go through the drive-thru...
Oh, let me guess. You've got a Ninja air fryer plugged into a power inverter in the front seat of your car.
That's right.
Almost.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I request them to be French fries with no salt on them.
oh, yeah.
So they have to make them fresh and hot.
Yeah,
And
that's...
then once I get them, I put my salt on it, and I shake the bag, and then I got hot fries right out of the fryer.
Yeah, that's an old trick.
Mhm.
If you don't want fries that have been sitting in the bin, you always ask for fries with no salt, and they have to drop a fresh basket of fries.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
you're getting the fresh fries because then they they push the other fries off to the side, and then sometimes they'll put a paper placemat down inside the fry bin and pour your fries without salt on top of that, and you get the fresh, hot, steaming, second-degree burn-inducing, tongue burn fries.
Yep, and everybody behind me gets to benefit from it too because they're getting hot fries now.
You know what I learned?
See how nice I am?
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
considerate.
When BJ and I worked at McDonald's, and somehow this came up on the show years ago, and when the Caspers owned all the McDonald's or a lot of the McDonald's locally, the Caspers invited us to work at a McDonald's for a day, and we did. The patriarch, the
Joe.
was it Joe?
I think it
Joe
was Joe.
Caspers.
Mhm.
He's since passed away, and the Caspers family, they've since sold all of their McDonald's restaurants back to McDonald's Corporation. But BJ and I worked at a McDonald's for a day in Pinellas Park, and what I learned about fries, every third customer in line is a basket of fries. If 3 people are in line, drop a load of fries. Yep, drop a basket.
Oh, that's crazy. A lot of fries.
Shauna, thank you very much for calling.
Have a good day.
You too. Thanks for listening. So, the Beach Boys deal.
Oh man, this one sucks.
Yeah,
Beach Boys legendary band.
Listen, I mean, everyone knows these songs. So Brian Wilson, legendary singer, he wrote some of the biggest Beach Boys songs. Brian Wilson, dead at the age of 82. So the announcement came out from the family yesterday. We are heartbroken to announce that our beloved father, Brian Wilson, has passed away. We're at a loss for words right now. Please respect our privacy at this time as our family is grieving. We realize that we are sharing our grief with the world. Love and mercy. And recently, I guess he had all of his, legal issues placed into a conservatorship.
Was it like dementia or something?
Yeah,
where he couldn't decide his own affairs?
He died. They announced that he died yesterday, but recently his affairs were placed in a court conservatorship to manage his personal and medical decisions because his doctor said that he had a major neurocognitive disorder, which sounds like dementia to me. At a hearing in May, Los Angeles Superior Court Judge Wapner, Judge Gus T. May approved the petition filed by Wilson's family and inner circle. Yeah, so his affairs were placed in a conservatorship. So 2 longtime representatives, a publicist and a manager, were acting as his conservator.
But he doesn't have his daughter, Carney Wilson? Is that the father of Carney?
Yeah, Wendy and Carney. So Wendy Wilson and Carney Wilson from Wilson Phillips.
Right.
Yeah.
They were offspring of Brian, correct?
I think so.
Yep. He's had a lot of issues. I mean, he had mental health issues over the years. He had a big drug problem, which I think actually popped up in the 1960s. But listen, amazing talent. And, we pulled a whole bunch of the, Beach Boys songs.
I think everybody has a favorite Beach Boys song, right?
Yeah. Andrew, where are all the Beach Boys songs? Are they on 20? Yeah. So, here are some of the, I can't see them. We got a lot of the things are all scrunched up in here. So here's wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't
it be nice if we had a better copy of that song? Boy songs, I think.
Barbara Ann.
Yeah.
Anyway, a lot of the big songs though he might not have sung lead on. You didn't pull any of the ones that he wrote,
but it was
Andrew?
the group song.
Yeah. Like California Girls.
It's like that's the song,
I can't see it because it's all scrunched. Hang on a minute. Hang on here. Big #1 Beach Boys song he had no part of. #1 big, huge Beach Boys song, which is much more current. Brian Wilson had no part of. Prince. So I want to grab a glimpse of all the gang warfare. I want to be murdered in Port-au-Prince.
We'll tell you Port-au-Prince is lovely this time of year.
Anyway, rest in peace, Beach Boys legend Brian Wilson, dead at the age of
82.
82 years old.
All right.
Yeah.
So Froggy and I years ago got to introduce the Beach Boys at the Strawberry Festival.
Oh yeah.
And I think Mike Love was the only original member who was there.
Oh, is that right?
But boy, he had the backup singers did all the heavy lifting,
Mm-hmm.
and they sounded exactly like they were dead on.
No.
Really?
But it was great.
Fun time.
Yeah.
Did you see this consignment shop in St. Pete that just shut their doors and like everyone that had like items there on consignment are SOL?
So I'll tell you,
schnit out of luck.
my wife loves a good consignment store, and I guess we don't do that much shopping in St. Pete, living in Tampa, but she's heard of this retreat store.
Yeah, well, guess what? Retreat has repossessed all the people's stuff. Like, they've got all the people's stuff.
I feel bad for the people that had their stuff there.
Thousands of dollars in goods, a lot of it like designer items.
Mm-hmm.
So people trying to sell designer handbags, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, people that are trying to sell stuff at this
high-end
consignment.
stuff. Yeah,
Exactly.
sure.
They sell it, they get the lion's share. The consignment store gets a percentage for handling the sale. Well, this place has shut down. The store Retreat Consignment closed with no notice whatsoever. And now you have people that had their stuff sitting in there. They want to know, hey, where's my stuff? How do I get my stuff back? So thousands in items are missing from this Retreat. Tell you what, that's a problem.
Yeah. So I guess this was my question. I think you answered it. Was the store emptied, or was like the store just locked where you can still see your stuff?
So St. Pete police detectives, they actually spoke with one of the individuals that was selling, and this guy is out thousands of dollars. They had some art pieces.
Oh.
And then there's a whole discussion on social media, like on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole discussion from people that have been essentially robbed. They had their stuff in this Retreat store on consignment. They shut their doors, they go out of business, and all their stuff is gone. So there's a whole discussion on Facebook. There's a whole group. Folks are trying to figure out what to do next here.
It looks like they have a great Instagram, which is still up, but when you click on the link for their website, that's gone.
All right, so Fester, I think this is part of what you were asking. You look in the windows of the store, it is cleaned out. It is empty. It's not like the stuff is locked inside or like the landlord or close the doors, change the... No, it is bare. Everything has been cleaned out, and the owners have disappeared, like absconded.
What?
Gone. No one can find the owners. There's not... When you look in the window, gone.
So there's obviously one or a group of people that own this store. Why aren't there like theft charges pending, right?
Well, there will be.
Yeah.
But that sounds to me like there's a backstory, because if the whole store is cleaned out and they are just like MIA, I don't know. There's something suspicious there.
Yeah,
More than just like, we decided to close shop.
Yeah, where was Retreat St. Pete? Tell you what, they retreated all right. They retreated and they fled the area with all these people's consignment items. Yeah,
It's on Central.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture. I was like, it kind of looks like Central Avenue in St. Pete.
Yeah, 1940 Central Avenue.
Wow. Last week, this guy noticed the store was completely empty. This is the dude selling the artwork. Yeah, Fox 13 also did a story on it. Rich Gorin, they interviewed him, collecting original art pieces for years. These are just two examples of them, but you can see the high quality. He sold several on consignment at Retreat Consignment Shop. We would be in the store pretty often, and we would see that our stuff was still there. Last week, he noticed the store was completely empty. His stuff was nowhere to be found. 2 art pieces and 2 pairs of designer shoes worth about $17,000 are missing. Are gone. Zoink, Scoob! The art pieces and the designer shoes are gone. Ruh-roh. This sucks.
What about the Scooby snacks? You got to do Shaggy. If I'm going to do Scooby,
Right.
you got to do Shaggy.
Right,
We can't cross character.
He says, I hope for the best. Maybe everything's sitting in a warehouse and they want to return everything. That would be the best case scenario. But the fact that you have a business, people entrusting you with their valuables, and you take off, not great, according to Gorin. I concur, Mr. Gorin. Yeah, the store's Yelp page is now filled with reviews from frustrated sellers with similar stories. Hey, anybody listening?
Yeah.
Anybody listening right now have some stuff inside of Retreat? Or if you are the owner of Retreat, would you like to call up and tell everyone what's going on?
Oh man, look at all this stuff they have. There's still there's pictures on Yelp of the inventory that they had, and this place was packed with stuff.
800-990-1047. If you had items in retreat, if you were one of the individuals that had all of your items in there for consignment and they closed up, they disappeared, and the place is empty, if you got screwed, if you've been hosed, call us, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. If you're the owner, call us. If you know the owners, if you have any intel that you'd like to give us. Hey, did you work at Retreat? Are you an employee that's now out of a job? Come on, spill the beans. What's going on here? Where did everyone's stuff go? Come on, call us. 800-990-1047.
I mean, we have to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff. I was thinking it was like some small little consignment store, but it's a pretty big space.
Yeah. I mean, the furniture that's there looks really nice. That's featured on either the pictures you saw or the Instagram.
Yeah. I mean, the store looked nice.
All right, so the reviews are tanking.
Yes, they are.
Oh, yeah. Right now, it's a full bar of 1-star reviews. Anyone listening, have your stuff inside of this retreat consignment or anyone have any information. I'm not seeing Andrew very busy. Yeah. 800-990-1047. I'd like to talk to somebody, but tell you what. You got a bunch of people that want to retaliate against them.
Yeah.
What happened to my Chanel handbag, wallet, and clothing?
Yeah.
I was not notified that you were closing.
Yeah. Oh, that's a review?
I was one of your consigners. A phone call would have been appreciated from Kelly.
Yeah. You got all these people that want to recover their items from Retreat?
Retreat.
Yeah, Retreat.
I'm at a complete loss. I've purchased and consigned many items over the years.
Yeah.
I'm beside myself that they closed their doors and took all of my items.
They'll tell you what, maybe there were some signs and maybe you should have been reluctant. What are the RE words? I'm trying to think of all these RE words.
You might want to reconsider where you consign your stuff. Otherwise, you might regret it.
Yes, there you go. Oh, that sucks, though. All right, so I'm sorry for anyone that. Phone's dead on this.
Yeah,
I guess maybe it's kind of a micro ask. What are you doing?
Regurgitate. It's the only other R word. Not the only other, but the only other one I could say.
Guess what? I want to find the owners. I want to relieve myself on their head.
Okay.
This whole thing's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, I think this has devolved into something. It's not.
All right, Andrew's answering some calls. Andrew, quickly, let me know before I move on. All right, hang on. Larry's in Tampa. Does this have to do with Larry in Tampa? You're on the MJ Morning Show. Yes, Larry.
Yes. No, just that your homeowner's insurance, even though it was at Retreat, does cover it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that is a relief.
Well, I'm just saying, even though it's somewhere else, it's still yours, and your homeowner's insurance covers it.
I want to use the R word, but you can't say that anymore. The owners are a bunch of,
Yeah, no, you can't do that.
You can't do that anymore. All right.
All right, I just wanted to pass that along so people should look into their homeowner's insurance.
Yeah, maybe some will, some won't, but Larry, that's a good tip, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, read your policy. I mean, if you have it in your car, and it gets stolen out of your car and it's something from your house, it's covered.
Larry, good call. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Hey, Fester, I know that you've brought this up on several occasions. See, I don't like to talk about other radio shows.
Okay.
I want people to listen to us.
I agree.
But Fester on several occasions has brought up that he will listen to the sleep-inducing sounds of NPR. Hi. You're listening to NPR, All Things Considered.
Listen, all things considered,
Yes,
I do listen to NPR locally. It's WUSF.
all right,
and
so
I think they do
all
a
right,
great job.
Well, here's the deal. So Fester apparently listens to NPR. Did you see the NPR tell-all that like they're all like coked up over there?
Dude,
What?
I gotta say that makes me like him even more.
All right, now I'm not locally. We're talking about like the NPR headquarters in Washington. Yeah, so from Washington, here's the news on. Did they say something like that?
Yeah, I'm Steve Inskeep in Washington, and then somebody else will be like in Culver City, California,
All right.
and they do the news
All
back
right,
and forth.
all right. So I'm not talking about like the local NPR folks, and you're saying that's WUSF is the NPR affiliate.
Locally in
All
Tampa,
right.
it's WUSF.
All right,
yes.
so USF, University of South Florida. I'm not saying that anyone there is coked up, but man, there's a story that came out. NPR newsroom was awash in sex, drugs, and rock and roll, complete with a staff cocaine dealer, according to a tell-all. I'm going to read this like an NPR report. All right, folks, try not to fall asleep and drive off the road.
That's not what NPR sounds like.
Long before it became the target of the Trump administration, which wants to defund the news organization over claims of left-wing bias, NPR was a product of the counterculture and seemed to embrace the mantra of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. A new tell-all book reveals.
NPR does not sound like that.
On my mind, they do, and that's
Both-
all that counts.
Terry Gross and I would both be offended by your.
Good times. Good times. What's in your wallet? Good times. I've got a meat recipe. Yeah, good times. Good.
You got interview.
Well, listen, those
just Mr. Schwetty next.
Anna Gasteyer and who was the other
Molly
one?
Shannon.
Molly Shannon. That was based on NPR. The whole Good Times thing with Sweaty Balls.
Yeah, it's not the good times thing. It's the Schwetty balls thing.
Yeah, there's a book out about how there was even a staff coke dealer. Listen, there was a cocaine dealer at NPR in the late 70s, early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a better story if it was last week.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't need a story about NPR from 40 years ago.
Anyway.
Okay?
Really?
so
Yeah.
a tell-all book is out.
Yeah. Tell me about a nightclub in New York in the 1970s.
Right.
Oh, it's much different than it is today.
Folks, I want to talk about food again.
Oh my gosh.
I want to talk about food again here on the MJ Morning Show. Michelle, can I apologize to you? Can I please?
You already did.
I
Move
did-
along. Move along.
Can I tell people why we had a little?
No.
I can't.
I just really don't want to talk about it.
All right.
Did it
Anyway.
happen this morning or did it
All right.
happen
It was
last night?
it was last night. Michelle, do you accept my apology?
Sure.
Can I get a little more fervor?
Yeah.
Michelle,
Just keep moving.
will you accept my apology?
She said sure.
Yes.
I'm gonna leave.
Don't leave. All right.
Sure was a dismissive
All right.
acceptance.
Folks, I want to talk about one of the biggest problems that humanity faces today. The Tente gelato jar lids are too tight.
What?
For who?
This is a story. All right, first of all, I've got a lot to say about Tente gelato. Used to love it. Not as much anymore. All right. First of all, this is a real story. Tente gelato fans are begging for looser lids.
They are pretty snug. That brown plastic with a clear plastic container.
What do they screw these things on with, like robotics with 3,000 foot-pounds of torque? You know what? Anyone listening, watch. The phones will flood on tight Tente lids. All right. Anybody listening, are you having a problem with tight Tente gelato lids? Do you buy Tente? Remember, we used to buy Tente, quite a bit. And I'll get into, I make my own ice cream and gelato these days.
Oh, we haven't heard.
Well, I don't buy anything. I make my own. Or I go see Alfred down at the Small Batch Creamery here on 4th Street in St. Pete. That's a hella good product. I'm finna gonna get finna. What is that? Finna later on or whatever.
I have no idea what you're trying to say.
Oh, you don't know about finna? Hold on, let me write. We got to address. You know what? I've wanted to talk about finna. Let me write that finna. You have never seen finna, or you've never watched a video on Instagram and someone says finna. You never heard finna or it written Finna?
I've never seen it written, but I'm
Now that you hear me say finna,
I'm finna go to the ass doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so hold on. We got to talk about Finna in just a second.
I'm finna go to the pharmacist for this rash I have.
Look at the phones. I can't get calls on the people got ripped off at the consignment store, but every line is ringing on Tente jar lids that are too tight on Tente gelato. All right, if you would like to bitch at Tente lids, call the Tente lid bitch line right now at 800-990-1047. That's 800-990-1047. And this is an actual story yesterday in the New York Post. Tente is packaging inspired by Italian. One person stated that they tried everything to get the screw lid off the jar, including running it under water using mitten grip gloves. Nothing worked. They cut a hole in the side of the jar. Hold on. If your lid is so tight on your gelato that people are cutting holes in the side of the clear plastic jar, that might be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess this is a thing. One person even broke their Robo Twist jar opener after trying to open up a jar of Tente.
I've seen that like jar wrench where it can open up stuck lids.
An individual shared on social media a video of her husband using heavy-duty pliers to get the lid off. Huh? All right, listen, I've got a couple of things regarding Tente I want to address beyond the jars, but let me go to phones on this. 800-990-1047. Anyone get injured? Anyone hospitalized? Anyone break an ulna? Trying to open up a Tente jar? 800-990-1047. Let's grab Wes up first in South Tampa. Hello, Wes. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
What's going on? How are you doing?
Yes, Wes, we are very well. Have you been frustrated with Tente jars?
Just last week, we were trying to get it open, and I ended up taking a flathead screwdriver to it and just pried it open. Yeah. And that was, we tried everything.
What flavor was it, Wes?
It was a coffee, like coffee crunch, one of the
right,
something like that. It's like the layered one.
Yeah, they're putting all those layers in there, like an aquarium or something. Like they're putting like aquarium rocks in them now. That's what it looks like.
It really, your story really resonated with me because we just went through this last week.
Listen, I try to make a lot of our content resonate with people, and I'm glad I was successful. Wes, thank you.
Yeah,
That's
got it.
Exactly what I was looking for. Marie in Palm Harbor. Marie, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning, everybody.
Yes.
I just needed to say thank you for bringing this up
because
my boyfriend and I are in our 40s and thought we really had a problem not being able to open these ice cream jars. So it's very nice to hear that other people, unfortunately, are struggling as well. But it got to the point where we just stopped buying them because I injured my finger the last time.
Wow.
So I suggest that Tente maybe take it down a notch.
Gelato should not injure you.
It should not. And after the first 3 times, we bought some rubber grippers to open them because we loved it so much.
Right.
And the last time, I injured my finger, and I just threw in the towel, and that's it for Tente.
They just need to back off the torque on the twisting machine that puts the damn cap on.
Yes.
That's all they need to. This is a simple freaking fix.
Marie,
But it's been going back for a while.
MJ, Marie's right. This is a very, very serious issue affecting society. Yes, Marie's so serious about this.
That would be funny for you guys to try to open one live on the morning show sometime this week.
I'm a grown-ass man. I think I could get it. I could get a
Marie,
Tente lid.
thanks for the call. Evan is in Orlando. I'm sorry for your grief and woe, Marie. Evan in Orlando, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Evan.
Hey, good morning, y'all. I love your show. I just 2 nights ago was trying to open up my gelato, my Tente gelato. I was banging it on the kitchen counter.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to have to go to Home Depot and use one of their bench vices to open it up. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've changed my tire on the side of the road with a lug wrench, and the tire lug nuts came off easier than that daggone lid.
This is why I take phone calls.
I was going to say,
this is good.
Listen, MJ.
Yeah.
Evan from Orlando is my favorite caller.
Yeah.
And MJ, I have have one idea before you hang up on me. You know what? You know why I think the lids are so screwed on so tight?
Why?
Because I think on the conveyor belt when they come down, whatever machine they're using,
Yep.
I think there's probably some real fat people that are angry that all these thin people can eat a whole tub of gelato and not gain weight, so they're PO'd, so they're purposely wrenching down on these lids.
That's your conspiracy theory, that fat people working at the Tente factory are screwing the lids down tight?
Evan, all right, I just said you were my favorite caller. Now I take it back.
No, it's a great call.
Listen, Evan, speaking for fat people everywhere, if I work at the Tente factory, I'm not mad at anything.
No, you're not fat. You're just bulky. You're muscular.
Thank you, Evan. Appreciate the call. Tell you what.
This is the epitome of first world problems.
Let me tell you what they need to do.
What's that?
They need to get some of that excess P. Diddy lube.
A little, just a smear of baby oil?
Yeah, some or Astroglide. Get some P. Diddy Astroglide and put it on the inside of the lid.
No.
Yeah, just kind of ease that lid open a little bit. It's like they got Loctite on this stuff, you know? Got some thread locker on this damn thing. Anyway, so that's one of the biggest problems facing humanity right now is how tightly screwed down the Tente gelato jars are. And I said I had a couple of things regarding Tente. Listen, is it still a decent product? It is. But is Tente today anywhere near as good as it used to be? It is not. And you can blame, multinational corporate sprawl because Unilever bought Tente for humongous money. Tente was, I think, originally just a gelato store somewhere in Texas. And then they started, putting it in jars and selling it. Then it became a huge deal back in like the late 90s or early 2000s. And Tente was a much better product. Tente, I think the quality was better. The flavor was better.
Okay.
I know multiple flavors that were absolutely much, much better. Like the Madagascar vanilla bean used to be a hella lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And, other flavors that I've noticed. And that's what happens. You have a multinational corporation like Unilever. They're making shampoo and toothpaste, all right? And, they bought Tente.
And they all three of those things taste the same.
But no, they don't all taste the same. You know what? What's a big Unilever toothpaste? They ought to have like ribbons of ribbons of Aquafresh.
Disgusting.
Ribbons of Aquafresh going through your Tente. I don't even know if Unilever makes Aquafresh.
Unilever makes Close-Up, Pepsodent.
Oh.
Close-Up seems to be their toothpaste brand.
Oh my god.
Well, did you type in what toothpaste does Unilever make?
Unilever toothpaste.
All right, whatever. All right, so it's just not as good. And when a big corporation buys a product, a lot of times they try to figure out how to make it cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And making it cheaper means reducing ingredient quality. And I'm telling you right now, if you could get into the hot tub time machine and go back to, like, let's say 2003, and you get a couple of jars of Tente gelato back when the original company from Texas owned it and packaged it and made it, and then you compare it with the Tente of today, I'm telling you, the Tente from years ago was much, much better of a product. Telling you right now. Is it still good? It's still a good product. Was it much better? It was. I'm MJ, and you can take that to the bank. That's going to be my new slogan.
Yeah, that's a good catchphrase.
That's terrible.
It's awful. All right. So, speaking of food, Michelle, what is this whole, explosion of cacio e pepe stories? It's enormous. It's like it's all over, like, print media online. Videos everywhere. I'm telling you, I'm getting like 2 or 3 like chefs and videos. There is like this huge explosion of interest in this Italian simple Roman dish, cacio e pepe, which means cacio is cheese, e is and in Italian, and pepe is pepper. And that's what it is. It's cheese and pepper and pasta, and it is delicious. And I think any regular listener, you've known that I've been talking about cacio e pepe for years. And clearly, I think I must have begun this explosion of discussion online. But everywhere I turn, and especially in the last couple of months, it's every time I'm on social media, something pops up. Cacio e pepe video, how to make cacio. And then, Michelle, you sent me a story from, I think, the Washington Post from yesterday. And there's a whole story on the science of making the perfect cacio e pepe.
Yep.
So all of a sudden, and it's simple ingredients. And I'm going to tell you right now that if there's a restaurant or if there's an Italian restaurant that's listening right now, and if you put oil or butter in your cacio e pepe, forget it. Cacio e pepe has 5 ingredients. That's it. 5 ingredients. It's the pasta. You know, you want to use a spaghetti or you want to use a bucatini. All right? That's the pasta. Then you have to have a great pecorino. You have to have a great pecorino cheese.
Yeah.
Don't try to mix Parmesan in there. It's got to be a great, and I like a Sardinian, like a Sardo pecorino.
Yeah, you like Sardo's pecorino a lot.
All right, so you got the pasta, the pecorino cheese, the pasta water. You want the starchy water from the pasta, salt for salting the pasta water, and then the pepper. And you want peppercorns, and you want to toast the peppercorns for a minute or so on the stove, and then you want to put them into a mortar and pestle and smash them up, and that's it. But it's such a simple ingredient recipe, but it is so difficult to make, and a lot of people ends up with you know what, Fester? A lot of people end up with like clumps, like you got some kind of yeast infection or something, you know. So I'm serious. It is so easy to screw up, but for whatever reason, Michelle, you see the same thing. It's all over the place. The explosion of and when it's done right, like the way I do it at my house, perfecto. Mamma mia.
You should open up a food truck.
Okay, I'm just going to tell you the one that I sent you, the Washington Post.
Yeah.
The recipe includes butter and olive oil.
No, absolutely not.
All right,
they
did a million tests with science backed.
Guess what?
Starch adding.
They're idiots. There's no butter and no olive oil in cacio e pepe.
If it makes it taste better, then there is.
Nope. Sorry. There's nothing. The way I make it is perfect and beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
You know, I put in a text to Massimo. Oh
God. I don't know that we need a critical breakdown. Listen.
No.
Hold on
a minute. No, I put.
I don't buy this. I don't subscribe to this. That this dish can't have this.
I don't either.
Make food that you and your family are going to eat.
Hold on a minute. I put in a text to Massimo from Massimo's restaurant, Massimo's Eclectic Fine Dining up in Palm Harbor, restaurant I like. So remember the story? Massimo was interviewing the bartender from the Trade Winds.
Yes.
That got fired.
How'd that go?
She got hired.
By Massimo?
Yep. So I asked Massimo, hey, can you come on the air and let's talk about the hiring? He said, just give me a little bit of time. I got Father's Day coming up, and today's Thursday, busy weekend, and she's still in training. But just so you know, the bartender that was fired from the Trade Winds.
Hold on, Massimo can't come on because Father's Day is in 4 days?
No, but the individual, Anna Marie, is still getting trained.
Okay.
All right. But if you remember the story, the Powerball winner from Kentucky won the Powerball, came down to St. Pete Beach with his girlfriend, got into a fight at the bar at the Trades Winds. Cops were called. He ended up allegedly kicking a Pinellas County deputy in the face. The dude was arrested.
He was on probation.
So Anna Marie was the bartender and witnessed the whole thing. She called the show, and then the Trade Winds fired her.
That's not cool, Trade Winds.
For calling the show as an unauthorized spokesperson. She told the story. And I was really pissed off. The Trade Winds fired her. Anyway, she was looking for a new job, and apparently she's been hired at Massimo's as a bartender/server. And I want to get Massimo on maybe next week and just talk. Hopefully, listen, I told Anna Maria, I said, listen, I've known Massimo for years. Don't screw this up. You better do a really, really good job at Massimo's.
Yeah, way to threaten her before she starts her new gig.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of waitresses or servers or restaurants, I've got some audio I want to play here, and this apparently is running rampant. It's the scam where you eat dish after dish. You're at a restaurant, and then you demand a refund because you didn't like it. Yeah, this is becoming more and more commonplace. I bet you we could get owners or servers on the phone that will confirm that this is happening more and more, that people are eating at restaurants, they're eating the dish, devouring the whole thing or most of it, and then they complain, yeah, it's really not that good. You need to take this off the bill. Yeah, I've got audio of this. You want to hear a server? Yeah, here's a...
Where is this happening?
Yeah, here's
like at all restaurants?
Yeah, listen to this server. It's happening all over the place. People are going to restaurants, they're ordering expensive stuff, they're ordering meals, and they're eating half of it, most of it, the whole damn thing, and then, you know what, this really wasn't good, and they're trying to get it removed from the check.
You guys, I just had a table, sit down, order 2 entrees, 2 drinks. I went up to the table, how are you guys doing? How's everything tasting? And the girl's like, this is nasty, I don't want it. Mind you, the burger's half eaten, all the fries are gone, so she gives me half a burger back. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, she didn't like the burger, that's fine, she liked the fries. So I take it back, take it off the bill. I'm like, do you want anything else? And she's like, yeah, I want a shrimp pasta like the one he has. And I'm like, okay. So I go bring in the shrimp pasta. I take out the shrimp pasta to her. I go back to the bar where I belong. And then I let them eat their food. And then I go back and I'm like, how's everything tasting? Is that better for you? And then the guy's like, I don't like my shrimp pasta. Mind you, the shrimp pasta's half gone. There's 3 noodles on the fucking plate. And I'm like, oh, that's weird, but okay, I'm gonna obviously take it off the bill. So I grab the plate and I go back to my manager, hey, he doesn't like this, can you also take this off the bill?
There's 3 noodles left on the plate, and oh no, this isn't good, take this away.
Yeah.
That's a racket right there.
That's a little scammy. I mean, I've ordered things from... Have you ever
That's
ordered
like
something...
shrimp scammy.
Have you ever ordered
Never have
something...
shrimp scammy?
Sounds like she just did.
Shrimp scammy.
You ever get something off of a menu, MJ, and you just don't like it? It just doesn't hit right with you. And it's not the dish's fault. I mean, the dish is the dish. And you think you're going to like it going in, but by the time you get it, and maybe by the time you're a third of the way through, you're like, I don't like eating this. But I don't think I've asked to have it taken off the bill. Because
you feel like it's your...
I ordered it,
your thing. You're like, oh, I don't care about this so much.
Here's the part 2 of the waitress complaining about these, like, eating runners.
Then I go back to the bar. Then I go back and I'm like, hey guys, so how's everything tasting so far? And the girl's like, I don't like this. The shrimp pasta she ordered, she doesn't like. Mind you, the pasta's gone. And I'm like, okay, that's weird because it's like the 7th plate you guys have ordered.
7th plate.
So I take it back and I tell my manager, you know what? They've returned every single plate, but they've ate almost all of it. This is not a buffet, by the way, okay? We don't work at a buffet. And my manager's like, okay, so she takes it off the bill. Then I need to catch my breath. Then they're sitting there laughing at me. Every time I pass by, they're like, and I'm like, are you joking? Like, they paid like $20.
Every time she walks by, they're going,
total, and they ate like 7 different meals. And I'm just wondering, like, is that normal? Like, do you guys do that too? Like, when you guys go to restaurants, do you guys order a bunch of meals because you're like, might as well just like eat a bunch and then like return it? Like, why is this the norm? This happens so much.
Oh my
I can tell
God.
Festa's getting frustrated with her.
I would ask for my money back to have her shut up. Oh, stop talking, server. Oh my, don't ever come to my table.
Yeah.
If that's my server.
Yeah, so people are doing this more and more. They're ordering food, they're eating most of it, and then, no, we didn't like this, take this off the bill.
She could have said all of that in like a third of the time.
I tell you what, you return the food. Go ahead and stick your finger down your throat, return the food.
Give it back. Give it all back.
Gross.
Give it all back. All right, this is weird. And this happened up in the Villages area. Lady Lyft driver terrorized by customer armed with zip ties.
What?
Yep, you heard me right. A lady Lyft driver was terrorized by a customer who climbed into her car in early morning hours with zip ties. The driver for Lyft got the notice on the app about 1 a.m., June 2nd, that Bradley wanted to be picked up at an address and taken to a different address. According to an affidavit of probable cause from the Lady Lake Police Department up near the Villages, It was a $10 5-cent ride.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley, the guy that requested the ride, later identified as 50-year-old Bradley Seymour, sent a text to the driver prior to her arrival directing her to another address. Also instructed her to turn off her headlights and park next to a white SUV in the driveway.
Oh.
All right, this is getting a little weird. 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, I don't feel good about this at all.
Listen, I'm concerned about, female Lyft drivers or female Uber drivers out at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm concerned about their safety. When the driver arrived, Seymour came out of the house, got into the back seat. She noticed that he had something in his hand. He told her that he didn't really need a ride, but was looking for a girl to hang out with
Okay.
at the house.
That's the wrong service.
How do you know?
I mean, you can call a girl who'll hang out at the house. The Uber driver's not it.
That's not it.
Well, in this case, Lyft driver.
Yeah.
So when you requested the Lyft, it does say the driver's name. Did he Did he keep ordering Lyfts and had to cancel them because a guy was popping up and had to wait for a woman Lyft driver to pop up?
What if it's like a Pat or a Chris and he's not sure?
Oh.
He's like, oh, damn it. Do I cancel this one or not?
Yeah.
Chris does spell her name with a K. Oh,
Well, a lot of times there's a picture of the driver as well. The driver, I think there's always a picture of the driver.
I don't know.
Picture of the driver, and I think the car or what kind of car they're driving. The driver could see that Seymour, who stands 5'11", and weighs 280 pounds, was holding 2 long, white, heavy-duty zip ties. You know those big, giant, the thick ones that are like for big, huge, like cable bundles or harnesses? Holy crap, that would scare. I would put that thing in reverse and get the freak out of there. Get out of there, man. That's not going to end well. 1 o'clock in the morning? I don't need a ride. I just want to hang out in my driveway with a woman. I got some zip ties.
I'll give you 5 stars.
The driver ordered Seymour out of the car. He refused to get out, even though she ordered him 6 times to get out of the vehicle. She told Seymour he was scaring her. She finally got out of the car and began shouting, prompting him to get out of the car. The Lyft driver went to the Lady Lake Police Department and completed a sworn statement about the incident. A police officer contacted Seymour by phone and admitted that he only wanted the company of the female driver, and the zip ties were intended so that she could tie him up.
Oh.
As he showed her around his house so she would not be frightened. What?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, my God. A warrant was issued for his arrest, and he was taken into custody and booked into the Lake County Jail. And then back in December, this guy Seymour was arrested for drunk driving. In February, he lost his license for 6 months, placed on probation for a year. Wow. Can you imagine? The guy's got zip ties. That is scare the crap out of you stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I don't know, man.
Once again, the Village is producing content for the MJ Morning Show. At 8:53 here on 104.7 FM, the MJ Morning Show, and this brings to a close over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. But, hey, don't fret. I'm looking at, I think, the best material of the day next. Yeah, I got a Pinellas Park creep we got to talk about. Oh, you see what Pope Leo did?
What do you do?
Pope Leo the 14th. What has he done? We'll tell you. Oh, Michelle, you love avocados. I got some avocado news for you. More on gate lice. I got a travel tip if you're going to Yellowstone for the summer. All right, you got to hear this.
What, don't jump in the geysers?
Oh, man, we got. Oh, if you bought a lock at Home Depot or Lowe's or one of the big box stores, if you bought a lock, you've got to hear about this warning. All right, we got plenty coming up next. You don't want to miss any of this. Next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM, Veterans Ford wants you to take advantage of Ford employee pricing before it goes poof and disappears early next month. Hurry. If you need a new car, truck, or SUV, rush to Veterans Ford, and you can get your new vehicle at Ford employee pricing. This is not a gimmick, some kind of come on. No. This is the real deal. Ford has extended Ford employee pricing. This is what Ford employees pay for a vehicle. You work at a factory, you work at an assembly line, you've been there for years, and you buy the vehicle for a certain number, and it's below dealer cost. Now you can buy as a regular individual, you can get the employee pricing. Go to Veterans Ford and get this, and hurry. It's going to expire in early July. It's coming up fast. If you need great Ford service, if you want to see an amazing selection of pre-owned vehicles, if you want to be treated fairly, tell them you want the MJ deal. You go to Veterans Ford, Veterans Expressway and Linebaugh. Tell them MJ sent you. Veterans Ford, you're going to love your experience there. Let's talk about IDC, International Diamond Center, and what's going on during the month of June. It is 0.0% interest financing. This happens once a year. Not 10%, not 5%, not 2%, zero. Zero interest financing for 5 years. The selection is amazing. The treatment you get is amazing. The pricing and quality is amazing. Limited time. Get the lowest finance rates in America, 0% for 5 whole years. You don't pay financing until 2030. So when you make monthly payments on a bracelet, an engagement ring, diamond ring, you're paying just the principal with zero interest financing. IDC, International Diamond Center, best selection, best quantity and quality of diamonds anywhere in the state. You've never seen diamonds this plentiful at IDC. Anything jewelry, engagements, upgrades, gifts, International Diamond Center and zero interest financing for 5 years. Tampa, Clearwater, Lakeland, and Sarasota. IDC, tell them MJ sent you. When you're in a car wreck or if you have a slip and fall and you need a good attorney, someone you can trust the recommendation of us here at the MJ Morning Show. And you need the Kemp Law Group. So accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. If you're just minding your own business, you're running an errand, you're going to the supermarket, maybe you're headed to work, coming back from work, and somebody just clocks you in the rear. I mean, you get rear-ended, you're jolted, your neck is jolted across the Georgia line. Your back is all twisted and whacked up. Listen, you deserve to recover, and that's what the Kemp Law Group will do. They know the system. They know how to deal with the imbeciles on the other side. They know how to deal with the insurance companies, their lawyers, for you to recover. You don't pay a dime until they recover for you. It's the Kemp Law Group. Accident or fall, you call Kemp Law and tell them that MJ sent you. Shriner's got traffic. MJ Morning Show back in a minute. Yeah, Michelle, I had it. So listen, better late than never. Regarding the Kentucky Powerball winner and the whole Trade Winds bartender, Anna Marie, that got fired by the Trade Winds after calling the MJ Morning Show, and now she's been hired at Massimo's up in Palm Harbor. There was an additional item regarding this Kentucky Powerball jackpot winner.
Yeah.
And by coming down here and getting into a fight, getting arrested and kicking a Pinellas County deputy in the face, he violated his probation for another incident up in Kentucky, right?
Well, we knew he was on probation.
Double secret probation.
And I don't think you can go to other states and kick Leo's.
Right. You're probably not allowed to travel to other states in the first place, or you have to request permission, right? Because it sounds like he violated the probation just simply by being here, because I think from what I've read is that he's just going to serve his sentence out there, which means he's just conceding the points.
A Kentucky lottery winner arrested here in Florida requesting to serve out his sentence. Last month, James Farthing entered a not guilty plea to charges of battery against a law enforcement officer. Court documents say he also requested a jury trial and waived his presence at any pretrial conference or status hearings. However, this week, the Kentucky Parole Board says that Farthing waived his right to a probable cause hearing and the final revocation hearing. So he's now going to serve time.
He's going to serve his time out there for whatever that incident.
Whatever the incident was in Kentucky. But also he's going to he has to come back to Florida for charges here.
Yeah, and I think he filed a
No,
I think he filed a not guilty plea and asked for a trial.
How much time does he have to serve?
I don't know.
It doesn't say. It doesn't say how much time he has to serve out. So he was in trouble for something in Kentucky.
Right.
Was arrested, served some amount of time. Apparently was cut loose, was let out early, and now he violated his probation. So now he's agreed to go back into the Kentucky penal system in the holler. And I guess serve out his time. But then he still has to face Florida. You think he's coming back to Florida?
Well, he's going to have to somehow. I mean, he filed for a jury trial, so if that's what he wants. I mean, he was in trouble for. Gosh, I don't even know here.
Oh, he says he punched another bar patron, and then when the officers responded, he assaulted the officer.
Oh, his stuff up there was regarding. Remember, it was a criminal organized crime with drugs.
Oh yeah, he's a real model citizen.
Yeah.
That's who you want to win $167.3 million in a Powerball jackpot.
Anybody can win.
Yeah. Why can't it be somebody that volunteers at their church and they're just down on their luck? You know,
look,
let them win the $167 million.
I think he had been in prison since 2011.
Jeez,
it looks like.
Warning!
No, I'm sorry, 1999.
How long has he been in prison? He's been in prison for 20 years?
It says institution start date, 1999.
Did you just ignore my segue transitional sound effects?
I did.
All right.
I'm shocked.
Hold on. He was in prison since 1999 and just recently got out and then won the Powerball for $167 million?
Only to get arrested seconds later?
What was his girlfriend's name? Fight Master?
Yeah.
Yeah. His girlfriend was Fight Master. Wow. Oh, Anna Marie's calling back in. The former Trade Winds bartender. Anna Marie, welcome to the MJ Morning Show again.
Hey, good morning. Oh, my gosh. Thank you guys so much.
So I understand you've started at Massimo's.
I did. I think it's going to be amazing. I think I'm going to do very well there. I'm so happy.
I need you to be the best employee there because, you're kind of...
No pressure.
All right. You need to be... And listen, we've known Massimo for years, and I highly recommend, if you're looking for a fine dining experience, if you want great food, great place, Massimo's
great
up
service.
Great service. Massimo's in Palm Harbor, and B has been our server for years. So you've obviously met Bertrand, right?
Yes, he's amazing.
Yeah, he's
so
great.
Sweet.
Yep, he is. All right, listen, I'm glad you got a job after they canned you at the Trade Winds for calling into our show to talk about the Powerball winner fight and the whole deal. So I'm glad you landed on your feet, and you got to do a great job there. Hello?
Yeah, that's right. Hang up on you when you start barking work orders at her.
I think her.
Just leave it with
She
congratulations.
didn't hang up on me. Her cell dropped.
She hung up.
All right.
You're like,
She didn't hang up on
do
me.
a good click.
Her cell phone dropped.
She's not
She didn't-
here for this.
She didn't hang up
Yeah.
on me.
Good for you,
All right,
Mary.
so let me go back to my.
Yeah.
Let me go back to my transitional warning. Warning. Hold on. I think I need even bigger, better warning sound effects. Hold on. What other warning sound effects do I have? Here's one more warning sound effect. Oh. Warning. 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 All right. So, what am I warning everyone about?
Who knows?
Well, listen to this. If you buy like a lock set, a lock for your front door, side door, whatever, you got to hear this story. Home Depot shoppers warned if you purchase this popular item, your security could be at risk. That at Home Depot or Lowe's, that there are only 5 different locks that they sell, meaning if you, on some of the big locks, big brand, there are only 5 different keys.
Huh.
So you could end up with your neighbor's keys, essentially. There's a video that has popped up on social media, and this guy's I guess a self-proclaimed safety expert by the name of Scott Lubick. And he says that if you bought your door locks from Lowe's or Home Depot, your keys to your house will open up your neighbor's door in some instances.
Oh, wow.
So in the video, he says there are only 5 different locking configurations, meaning that every 5th set they sell has exactly the same key. He says this is a well-kept secret, but I'm a home inspector and a realtor, so I know this from just buying and flipping houses. So if your neighborhood went to Home Depot on any given week or month, and they, let's say people bought the same lock, you might have the same damn key. My key set would probably get me into your house or anyone's house that went to Lowe's or Home Depot. So they talking about like buying like a quick set or something, or
Something like that,
a
yeah.
Schlage.
If you buy, that's probably like the top 10 most popular door knobs and locks, and you can probably buy them all from a big box
This
retailer.
has nothing to do with knobs. It's only about locks. Don't confuse things with knobs.
Well, sometimes a
unless there's a lock in the knob. Is that what you're saying?
No.
What do you say?
I don't care.
Go ahead.
I don't know.
So, do you not believe this?
No, I think the same way Julian has that key ring of like it'll start any piece of heavy equipment.
Yeah, Julian bought a key set with like 50 keys on it for like $30, and it starts like all bulldozers, tractors from like every major brand of heavy construction equipment, or even like Bobcats or skid steers, forklifts.
I bet you somewhere on the dark web is like a master key set for the top 20 house locks.
If you'd like to get into your neighbor's house, come to the Home Depot. Say that again?
I bet you somewhere on the dark web there's a place you can go to buy a key ring with 20 keys on it that can open up almost anything you could buy at Home Depot or Lowe's or Scotty's or you name it.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's scary stuff. That's why you need those security locks like, what is it, like Medico? There's like some lock brands that like locksmiths are not even supposed to copy the keys, like registered keys. And, I think that we have a false sense of security with a lot of basic locks that are sold out there.
It'll keep the guy just trying to jiggle your door handle away, but it won't keep somebody away who knows what
listen,
they're
it
doing.
won't keep the professional burglar out, but if you got just some meth head that's looking to steal something so they can go sell it, and
he'll move on.
Yeah, they might move on. But that's some scary crap here. That every 5th lock set that they sell at Home Depot or Lowe's has the same key. Yeah, it turns out lock brands, look, just like I said, it turns out lock brands like Kwikset and Schlage, which dominate the big box store shelves, Someone's disagreeing with him. So someone is saying that no.
Schleg?
No, well, hang on a minute. 5 keys per brand is crazy. So these are comments.
It does seem like a ridiculously low number.
I'm reading the comments section, and some of the comments are 5 keys per brand is absolutely crazy. It may get you in, but it'll be the last door you open.
Yeah, I mean,
meaning someone's going to blast you away.
If I were to guess, I would have guessed like 500 different key formations. That way it's really pretty random.
Well, here's the deal. Someone else wrote in the comment to this guy's video, turns out lock brands like Kwikset and Schlage, which dominate the big box shelves, offer way more than just 5 options. Try tens of thousands of options. The Kwikset Keyway, the KW1, has more than 10,000 key combinations, and the Schlage Keyway SC1, I've seen that like stamped on the key.
Yeah.
Yeah, the SC1 has 72,000 options according to Marketplace. So is this guy just spreading false information?
I think so.
Andrew wants me to grab line 5. Cliff, line 5 in Bradenton. Hi, Cliff. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hey, MJ.
Yes.
So I worked at Woes in the hardware department for years, and it's pretty much it's kind of true and not true, because if you look at the back of a box, you get a box. Almost every lock in that box has the same key for it. So when you walk up to a thing, you look on the back of the box, it tells you the code to the key on the back of each box.
All right, so you can see. So if you want a bunch of locks for your house, like the front door, the side door, the back door, the garage door, then you look for the same code on the back of the box, so you can end up with all the same locks. But also you could buy one, your neighbor could buy one. You could end up with the same key.
Yeah, easily. At the store you'll get a lot of them. We'll get a shipment in, and it's a lot. In that lot you'll have probably 4 actual boxes, like cases with 5 locks in a case. With the same code, with the key code. Key code.
The same pinning and everything. So, and listen, a lot of that is if you want to put the same lock in multiple doors in your house.
Yeah, I want all the doors to use one key.
Yeah, exactly.
It comes in, one guy grabs one, the other guy grabs one, it's buying the same key.
Yep, there you go. Thank you. Good call, buddy. Thank you. That's why we take phone calls. That's why if you ever have anything to add to the MJ Morning Show, you call us. 800-990-1047. Whatever we're talking about, just call us. 800-990-1047. If ever you need to add something. I mentioned Pope Leo. Guess what he did at the Vatican?
What? I don't even want to guess.
He came out wearing a White Sox baseball cap.
Oh, did he?
Instead of the big, giant, humongous... You know what? The Pope hat looks like my Wi-Fi antenna.
Yeah,
it
does look like a Wi-Fi antenna. It's exactly what for years I was wondering what it looks like, and you're right.
It's like my router.
Yeah.
So in my house, I use this router and then all the satellites, and I'm very happy. It like Google Home. You know the Google the Nest, the Google the whatever the Google Wi-Fi system. That thing sucked. But then a couple of years back, I went to the Orbi, Netgear Orbi, and man, I paid through the ass on this thing. It was expensive as hell, but it's been really, really, really good. And my house is a lot of concrete and steel. My second floor is all poured concrete, and so the transmission through my house has been good. But the Netgear Orbi, it looks like a Pope hat. It looks like not like the beanie, like the Pope yarmulke looking thing, but it's like that tall, like kind of what is the word? A Gothic looking thing.
Okay, we get the Pope hat. It's a lot of time on Pope hats.
So the Pope, all right. So sometimes I get into a little bit of minutia. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, that's what's lovable about me, or really hateable.
That's
all right. So Pope Leo XIV comes out in a White Sox baseball cap.
Hey, man, there he is.
That's
Look
great.
at him. That's awesome.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Listen to this. This is a TMZ. You can take the guy out of the South Side, but you can't take the South Side out of the guy. Even if it's Pope Leo XIV spotted repping the White Sox at the Vatican.
Okay, was this like a one-off thing, or is he just walking around?
No, he's going to be wearing White Sox cap everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep. The only hat the new Pope is going to wear is a White Sox cap.
New rule.
Yep.
I'll tell you.
That's it.
If the White Sox win the World Series.
Oh,
this
my
year,
gosh.
Right?
Oh,
It's
Fester,
great.
that's great.
If. Wow.
Yeah.
Where are they in the league? Are they?
I don't know.
Come on, Fester.
Listen, I don't think he's going to wear the black White Sox cap all the time, but he did have a General Assembly in Rome this week, and he ditched the zucchetto. The zucchetto, right? That's the Pope hat, the zucchetto.
Okay.
And he put on a White Sox cap.
All right, I will say the White Sox can use all the prayers that you could send them right now. They are currently in last place.
Are they dead last in the American? What are they? AL Central?
AL Central.
Yeah, what are they? Dead last?
Dead last. 29 wins, 45 losses. They need as much help and divine intervention as he can muster.
Who's like number one in AL Central? Like the
Tigers.
Detroit?
The Tigers.
And the White Sox. How many games behind are the White Sox? 20 and a half games behind.
I mean, the season just started 2 months ago.
Oh, my God. The White Sox are 20.5 games behind. Holy moly.
They currently have the worst record in the American League.
Oh, the worst. So the White Sox need all the help they can get from the Pope, from the Holy Father, the Holy See, the papacy.
It's putting it to good use.
That's amazing. Oh, I feel bad for people that got hosed by Silver Airways. But remember, Michelle, we kind of got into a little disagreement because remember.
No, we didn't.
Hold on a minute.
It wasn't a disagreement.
Maybe it was. Do you remember that recently I was going to my father's house?
I simply suggested it, and you said no because blah, blah, blah. And I said, fine.
All right, but I was kind of limited by when Spirit Airlines was flying Tampa to Fort Lauderdale to see my dad. And you had said, well, there's a Spirit flight. I said, I'm not taking Spirit. Because
No, you said, I'm not taking Silver.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, they both begin with S.
Mm-hmm.
So I took Spirit. I said, I'm flying Spirit. Now, Spirit was in bankruptcy as well, but I had all the confidence that Spirit was going to emerge. But I said, I'm not flying Silver because they could cease operations at. Didn't I say that?
You did. And I said, okay.
At any time.
This is like a month or two ago. I'm like, I'm not flying Silver because they could cease operations at any moment. And that's what happened earlier this week is they stopped at any freaking moment. So we had the breaking news on this yesterday. I think it was about 7:30. Yeah, Andrew rushed the story in, and it was right around 7:30 yesterday when we were coming out of the commercial break, and we were launching the hour and 20 minutes of Nonstop MJ. And I said, oh, my God, breaking news. Silver Airways is done. You know, what's going to happen to their fleet of ATRs, their ATR 42s, their ATR 72s? You know, who's going to get those airplanes? And who wants them? I mean, domestically, no one really flies those.
Yeah, nobody really.
No one, if you know the ATR 42 and 72, no one really flies those. And they're nice airplanes. And the fleet, those are fairly new planes for Silver. But listen, I feel bad for, hey, any employees, any Silver Airlines employees listening.
Okay.
I mean, you're out of work. I feel bad. I mean, are you going to get your last paycheck?
I mean, you should be listening because you're not at work.
Seriously, are there any Silver Airlines employees that are listening? Gate agents, pilots? I had a great conversation on the tram a couple of months ago with a Silver pilot that lived out in like Valrico. Nice guy, and now he doesn't have a job. I feel bad. Any Silver employees listening? What do you know? What can you tell us? I mean, they're done. They're over. Are you getting a final paycheck? Or are they going to screw you on that as well? All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047 if you got any intel on Spirit or on Silver, rather.
Silver. Yeah, you got to stop screwing that up.
Hang on, but I'm thinking Spirit.
Yeah, I know, but you're messing it up.
Hang
Every
on.
time.
But I'm thinking Spirit because Spirit's already raised their prices.
Mm.
So to fly from Tampa to Fort Lauderdale, you had two options, Spirit and Silver, and now one of the options is gone. And I've looked ahead and looking, to visit my parents, and it looks like prices have already started going up. because Spirit can raise prices because now there's no competition.
What, $10 more?
Well, you've got like a Southwest Airlines flight, like maybe once a day, occasionally. I don't know if they do it every day of the week, but Southwest ought to increase their flights over to Fort Lauderdale, or someone else ought to jump into the game for Tampa to Fort Lauderdale, Tampa to Pensacola, or Tampa to Tallahassee. I think those were all Tampa to Key West. That was also a big silver run as well. So, anyway, I feel bad. All right. And then, speaking of Spirit and JetBlue, they've cut dozens of flights out of Tampa this summer.
Yeah, man. A lot of these flights are just axed off the board.
Yeah, and that kind of sucks.
Airline travel for the summer is down.
Yeah, and it's problematic. So we got Spirit and JetBlue operating out of Tampa International. Spirit has cut 84 flights out of Tampa through July. Flights from Tampa to Vegas, to New Orleans, to Atlanta, and others.
But I would think like Las Vegas and New Orleans are great domestic locations if you're not going to go overseas. So that's curious. I'm curious about why those are being. What about the JetBlue ones?
JetBlue is reducing 44 flights out of Tampa, cutting service from Tampa to Boston, Tampa to Providence, Rhode Island, Tampa to both LaGuardia and JFK. So
I don't know why they would be dropping those because everybody's avoiding Newark. I was thinking about how that now puts a lot of pressure and stress on JFK and LaGuardia. Yeah. So you would think that they would want those flights to stay because they could probably fill those up all day long.
Tell you right now that fewer flights means higher prices. Yep. So what were we going to say, Fester?
No, I was going to say, that maybe they try to economize the flights to jack up prices a little bit.
Oh, flight attendant scam artists.
Ooh.
Oh, you got to hear about this. A guy's been convicted on the flight attendant scam. Holy bejeebers. Wait till you hear about this racket. This guy had a flight attendant racket scam-a-lama ding-dong going on. Hold on, that's first up next. When we get back in moments, don't miss this. Plus, I got a pile of Hollywood stuff. We have a lot to do in the final segment. So if I were you, I wouldn't miss a moment. Plus, we got the teacher in trouble locally, another one of those. A lot is on the way here on the MJ Morning Show, Q105, 104.7 FM at 924. If it's a roof problem you have, I'm going to tell you how to solve it. How do you solve your roof problem? Maybe you've got a leak. Maybe you've got just a mangled looking roof that needs repairing. Maybe you need a new roof because the average lifespan of a roof here in Florida under the hot summer sun and the conditions and all the rain we get, average lifespan for a roof in Florida is just 15 to 20 years. If it's time for a roof repair or a brand new roof, who can you trust? Who do I use at my house? I use Westfall. So anyone listening right now and you know you need a roofing company, use the roofing company that I use, the company that I trust, and that's Westfall Roofing. Let's go to their website, westfallroofing.com. Make sure you mention the MJ Morning Show. Hey, Westfall, heard about you on the MJ Morning Show. Any roofing issue, they'll take care of you. It's the company I use, westfallroofing.com, and tell them MJ sent you. 925 traffic's on MJ Morning Show. Back in a minute.
In Hillsborough, we have an accident on 3.
do the last segment of the MJ Morning Show. Finna.
Gonna do it?
Remember I mentioned finna earlier. Some people, you'll hear them say finna.
Is that the...
It's a slang.
Abbreviated fixin' to?
Yeah. All right. So when you hear people say finna, F-I-N-N-A, like an example would be, I'm finna go to the store. That's the same as, hey, I'm getting ready to go to the store, or I'm fixing to go to the store. I'm a finna going to the store. And finna is just used as fixing to or going to. And for the most part, it's more black or African-American black slang. That's where it kind of originated.
Yeah, okay.
And you don't hear many people that are white or, I guess, Asian or Hispanic say finna. It's more of a black thing. But when you hear finna, that's what it means. Finna, F-I-N-N-A, it's just slang for getting ready to or fixing to. So finna. And I get the reels that pop up on my Instagram, so I get the finna. Michelle, did you know that?
Mm-mm.
Have you heard finna before?
I've never heard it before.
Hold on, you never heard finna?
Nope. But Chloe said stop saying it.
Yeah.
She's done with it already.
Look, Chloe just texted you?
And you.
You tell Chloe. She finna get her ass to work.
Yeah.
Why don't you finna get yourself into law school and stop critiquing the show, kid?
Tell me about it.
She's already in law school.
Why don't you stop? Why don't you
All right.
finna stop shouting out Goldstein, huh?
Why you finna close your mouth and get on a treadmill? How about that?
Why don't you finna take your fist and shove it in your keister?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I had to dial myself back on that one.
Mhm.
Heavens forbid.
I don't know how to comprehend this.
How about you finna comprehend it then?
I'm moving on. I'm
Finna do it.
off. I'm off of finna.
Would you finna move on?
Do you know how many units the Nintendo Switch 2 has sold in 4 days?
Oh, Nintendo Switch finna sold
4 days. So it launched last Thursday was it? Anyway.
Sometime last week.
Yeah.
What?
In 4 days, do you know how many units they sold?
1 million units.
Try 3.5 times that.
3.5 million units.
That would be correct. I can't even comprehend. I mean, you think of the scale. Nintendo Switch 2 has sold 3.5 million units in 4 days.
Wow.
You know, you think about manufacturing those. How long ago did they have to start making them in order to have 3.5 million units boxed up and ready to sell?
Man, you finna get them ready months ago. Months and
Yeah,
months
I'm
ago.
sure over in China they're using a lot of a lot of finna talk over in China or wherever the hell these things are made.
I think it takes about a month.
A month to make 3 million of them?
3.5 million.
maybe-
That is a massive finna number.
Maybe 5 weeks.
Got a big factory. It's just producing stuff.
It's not like they take breaks.
The little kids at the end are boxing it up.
That's it.
All right, listen to this flight attendant scam. Michelle, you saw this story.
Flight attendants?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
Florida guy convicted of posing as a flight attendant and getting over 100 free flights. You know, fake it till you make it, or fake it until you get busted and you go to jail.
How'd you get caught?
I'm a finna ready to go to jail.
How do you fake being a flight attendant? Anyway, you just sit standby and go places?
A federal jury has convicted a 35-year-old South Florida man who fraudulently booked more than 120 free airline flights by posing as a flight attendant, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. Tyron Alexander was found guilty of wire fraud and unlawfully entering a secure airport area under false pretenses. Prosecutors said Alexander exploited a program intended for airline staff, using it to board 34 flights without paying between 2018 and 2024. According to evidence presented at trial, Alexander submitted false information through an airline carrier's employee flight booking system. He falsely claimed to be a flight attendant with 7 different airlines, providing roughly 30 fake badge numbers and hire dates.
All right, so
he was able to fool this. That's scary.
You know what the number one airline was? that he fooled, and that's what got him busted?
Silver Airways.
Close.
Spirit.
Yes.
Yeah, Spirit. Yeah.
So, MJ.
Yeah.
That's what put him under, Fester.
Yeah.
How many planes did this guy hijack?
Well, he didn't. What?
I'm asking. I'm going somewhere with this.
He didn't hijack any
How
planes.
many people were equitably hurt?
Nobody was hurt.
This guy should be rewarded.
For exposing the system?
Yeah.
Exposing the loophole?
These big companies hire people to break into their system to find the flaw. And here, this guy is doing it for 6 years. He should be commended.
You know, you do have...
They should hire him like they Catch Me If You Can guy.
Oh, yeah, to try to bust the system.
Yeah.
You know, listen, airports and TSA, they have special agents that roll through like with guns and fake bombs in their bags to see if the TSA agents at the X-ray and the security screening actually catch the fake bombs and the guns in the bag.
Is this guy who hurt nobody going to jail?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is terrible.
Oh, yeah.
He faces up to 30 years in federal prison.
Set this guy free.
He's going to be sentenced on August 25th down in federal court down in Miami.
This is the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, authorities said he successfully used the system to travel to dozens and dozens of cities, dozens of times, no cost. Jurors also learned that Alexander impersonated a flight attendant on 3 other airline carriers, further expanding the scope of the scheme. Case was investigated by the TSA Atlanta field office, U.S. attorney, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, this went to... So what Michelle, did you see what 7 airlines? I know that Spirit was one of them. Well, 7 airlines, it must have been all of them. I mean, if he was screwing around and scamming 7 airlines, it must have been American and Delta and Southwest and United, Spirit, maybe Frontier.
The president should pardon this guy.
Okay.
Let him out.
Faces, wow.
30 years.
Faces up to 30 years in federal prison when he's sentenced in late August.
For not hurting anybody, for scamming, for not really costing anybody anything either.
Dude, you don't want anyone in prison for anything.
It's not true.
What about murderers? You know, should they be incarcerated?
Can you use the stand my ground? Because those, I mean, I'm not against that either altogether.
Hey, Michelle, what do you usually have every single day?
A headache.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Anxiety, frustration.
Also, thank you.
Yeah.
You know what? The better question is, what do I not have every single day? What do I have?
Peace and quiet.
What do you we shut
I'm
up.
just getting you.
What? Are you talking about my breakfast?
Yes. What do you typically have
Every day, I have 1 fried egg, a slice of avocado toast, and a half a glass of orange juice.
Avocados from Mexico.
Michelle loves her avocado.
Yeah, boy.
An avocado a day is excellent to bring sleep your way. Yeah, look at that.
That's a lot of avocado.
How about that rhyme? An avocado a day can bring excellent sleep your way. Yeah,
Is it scientific?
Yeah, it is. This is from those study finds, folks. Eating 1 avocado a day for 26 weeks improves sleep, sleep health by 3.2 points, along with diet quality and blood lipid levels. Overall cardiovascular health scores remained unchanged, but the sleep avocado connection was unexpected and may be worth exploring for people seeking natural sleep support. Interesting. Isn't there a mattress brand called Avocado?
I was just going to say, is that why they named it Avocado Green Mattress?
Maybe they knew something. Maybe they hacked into the system and they got the data before it was released.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there is an avocado mattress out there. An avocado a day. I'm not a...
That's a lot of... That's 182 avocado. It's a 6-month period. 182 avocados over 6 months is a lot. It's a lot.
Hey, if you're going to travel this summer, you're going to go to Yellowstone, would you please just stay away from the bison?
Yeah, they're nasty.
Just leave them alone.
Listen, moose are nasty. Bison are nasty. They will F you up.
Mm-hmm.
Latest, I was waiting to hear, it's a Florida tourist again. Remember we had a Florida tourist like 2 weeks ago that said, hey, let me go pet this bison, and like was gored in the nuts or something?
Yeah.
Now it's a New Jersey man gored by a Yellowstone National Park bison. 2nd person this year. Yeah, these are 2-ton animals. I mean, these are massive freaking... Do you know what 2 tons is? 2 tons is 4,000 pounds. 2 tons. You know, a ton is 2,000 pounds. 2 tons, 4,000 pounds. Yeah, the victim, a 30-year-old man from Randolph, New Jersey, was attacked just before 10 a.m. on Tuesday in the Upper Geyser Basin, very close, by the way, to Old Faithful. So, Michelle, that's near where we snowmobiled in a couple of years, many years ago. Was that prior to kids? It was. That was before kids, so at least 24 years ago. And you weren't all bulging and pregnant, so it must have been, at least 24, 25 years ago. Yeah, he was part of a large group of visitors who approached the animal. And then the bison charged the group and just gored this guy. In fact, you know what his new nickname is?
Gory?
Al Gore.
Al Gore, okay. I knew it was something.
Yeah, the victim luckily didn't have extensive injuries. They were taken. He was taken by Park Service personnel for treatment. Yeah, his identity has not been revealed. Yeah, it's Jerry Moron is his name. Yeah, second time this year. 47-year-old man on May 4th was gored by a bison. Remember the guys from Cape Coral?
Yeah, he lives in Florida.
Yeah, guy from Cape Coral was gored, just south of the Bay Area. Yeah, in 2024, more people were hurt by bison. 83-year-old South Carolina woman was tossed in the air like a rag doll.
Oh, wow.
What's Grandma doing so close to the bison?
Hey, Grandma. Hey, Grandma.
Yes?
Go get next to the bison. I want to get a selfie. I want to go get a picture of you and the bison. It's going to be so quick. Okay, Sonny. Okay, grandson. And then the bison picks up Grandma with its horns and flings her up in the air.
It's not an animal you want to mess with.
All right, my travel tip for the summer of 25.
Yeah.
Stay away from the bison.
It's a good tip.
They're nasty. They don't want to be petted by you. Now, if you got some sausages.
You don't want to do that either. You don't want to do that either.
I'm joking.
You don't want to feed them.
Yeah.
You don't want to get too close where they feel anxious.
I'm kidding. Don't get anywhere near the bison.
Dude.
They will wreck you up.
I'll go to Ted's Steakhouse and get a nice big old bison steak.
Ted's?
Yeah.
Ted's of Beverly Hills?
No, Ted Turner's Steakhouse.
Oh, okay.
It's a real place. It's not Ted's of Beverly Hills where we want our meat in your mouth.
Yeah. Do we have the explosion? Oh, yeah. Do you know what this is? Do you know what that sound is? It's very bassy, so I hope that people were able to hear that. So I don't know if it was like too low frequency rumble for some speakers, but let me play it again. I'm cranking. Hopefully everyone can hear that. Do you know what that is?
You said it was an explosion. I wouldn't have guessed explosion.
Actually, it's an implosion. That should probably...
Are we still talking about this?
Oh, it does. The Netflix thing came out.
Oh, yeah. Dude, this is important.
So, is it worth watching?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was going to ask you.
Listen, I haven't seen it, but what I've read, a former Ocean Gate employee, that's the noise of the implosion underwater, which was like recorded by a monitor very far away. That was the implosion of the Ocean Gate submersible that killed all those people trying to get down to the Titanic. Is that like 2 years ago?
Maybe longer.
Is it this summer? I think is 2 years ago. Yeah, it was June of 2023. So right now, it was 2 years ago that this thing happened. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is you got this new documentary out. So you got this new Netflix documentary, but this is why I'm bringing this up. Not only the documentary, but in the documentary, former employees allege that in the documentary called Titan, the Ocean Gate disaster on Netflix, that their boss was self-absorbed and was consistent and willful in his negligence, and they called him borderline clinical psychopath. The Ocean Gate guy, remember they had like a Nintendo video game controller,
Yeah,
I mean,
it was like the Sega Genesis controller.
Their lives were hanging on a freaking $20
cheap
game
brand?
controller that you buy at GameStop.
It's like a Logitech.
Logitech.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. A game controller was maneuvering this. It's unbelievable. And yeah, so a brand new documentary is out. I do want to watch it.
I mean, sometimes an eccentric leader could be a really good thing and an innovative thing for a company, and sometimes it can be the demise.
You know what? If they were still around, he could have used the new Nintendo Switch 2 to control the Ocean Gate. But the documentary is damning and really buries Stockton Rush, the former founder, CEO of Ocean Gate, who apparently was squeezed into oblivion with that implosion. Did they ever find any bodies or parts?
I think they did.
Did they?
I thought remains.
Watch the documentary.
Yeah.
Remains. I remember hearing remains were pulled up.
Mhm.
But they called him a borderline clinical psychopath. I thought that was kind of interesting. What else do we have? 9:46. We got a few minutes here. You know what we got to get, Michelle? There are 3 huge movie props that are going up for auction. You know that famous, auction company that auctions off movie props? Listen to this. The Rosebud sled from Citizen Kane is being auctioned off.
You'd want that?
The whip from Indiana Jones is being auctioned off.
That I would buy.
And a knit hat that Macaulay Culkin wore. You know, he wore the
Home Alone hat?
Yeah, it's like, I think it's the hat he wore when he went to the supermarket. Remember he went shopping on his own? I think it's that knit cap when he was outside. That's up for auction. All Heritage Auctions, they're going to be auctioning off 3 amazing. Oh, also one of the lightsabers that was brandished in Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, these are big props. These could go for big money. I mean, the Citizen Kane is considered one of the greatest films of all time. How much is the Rosebud sled on what was Rosebud was the sled? How much is that going to go for?
It's represents thematically through movies today. So
yeah,
it might go for a lot for someone who
a real
appreciates
movie
it. Yeah,
aficionado.
Right.
Oh, listen, Jeff Bezos could just sneeze and throw $2 million at this thing.
Yeah.
Does he own Citizen Kane? He probably does. He bought like that movie studio. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know who. I don't know.
He bought MGM.
Amazon bought MGM. Yeah. So I don't know. Well, look it up. Who owns the rights to Citizen Kane? Well, technically, isn't it in the public domain?
I don't like having all this information at my fingertips.
It was an RKO picture, just like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. What else before we get out of here today? Oh, I mentioned we have do you have the local teacher story?
I did.
So are you yawning?
Yeah, I am.
Why the hell are you yawning?
Sometimes I yawn.
Do you have to do it like full yawn on mic?
Well, I didn't think you were coming to me. I thought I'd be done with that scene, but I guess I got casted back to the front.
All right. Do you have the story?
Jennings Middle School.
Yeah.
And it was a substitute.
A sub was airdropping nasty pictures.
Hillsborough County
Yeah,
Sheriff's
just
Office.
bring that up. Yeah. A substitute teacher arrested.
Dude, this is the creepiest looking sub
Yeah,
I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, why did he even get hired?
Yeah, Chase Rush. If I saw this guy, if I was a parent and this guy was subbing in my kid's class, I would yank my kid out. I would homeschool him.
Seriously.
Yeah, so go ahead and scroll this up. Here's the press release from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. A substitute teacher has been arrested by the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office for sharing and showing several sexual images to students while working at Jennings Middle School. And December 9, 2024, while inside the classroom, Chase Rush, 22, told his 7th grade students to turn on their AirDrop, a feature on Apple devices that lets people wirelessly send files to others nearby. Detectives learned that that's when Rush sent 4 students with iPhones content that included nudity, bestiality. They also discovered 7 other students were gathered around Rush when he showed them the same explicit material.
What a creep.
Oh, God.
Bestiality. When's the last time you heard anything about that?
I'm glad you asked.
On June 10th, 2025, he was arrested, charged with film, distribute, or possess image or video of sexual activity with an animal ×9, self or distribute obscene material to a minor ×8, transmission of harmful material to a minor ×4, unlawful use of a two-way communications device. Breaker 19. One count of that. Yeah, revolting. Sheriff Chronister said it's revolting to think that someone trusted to educate and guide our children could act in such a predatory and disgraceful manner. This man used his role as a teacher to prey on kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to judge a book by its cover, but I'm looking at this guy's mugshot, and I don't know if that mugshot was taken after he let himself go a little more.
He's
but,
22.
Yeah.
When he let himself go.
He's literally only 22.
This is the prime of his life.
All I know is I don't know what principal would say, oh, yeah, that's a good substitute look for our school kids.
All right, we're going to have substitute rush here. Forward you a bunch of people of naked dogs. What a creep.
Oh, man, all I know.
Oh, I hate this guy.
Yeah, Chase Rush. You know what? Chase, why do you have to ruin one of my favorite bands? His last name is Rush. And, you know, I'm a big Rush fan. You know, Limelight, or, of course, the biggest commercially successful song for Rush was...
What was it?
Before we get booted off of YouTube for illegal use of too much of the song.
Come on, El Rushbo. What are you doing?
What? Oh, Rush. Oh, yeah.
You have the music.
Yeah, I do have that music as well in the final moments of the MJ Morning Show.
You don't have to play it.
Yeah, I think I have it here somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
What would
Chase Rush. I'm into sending kids pictures of bestiality.
There we go. All right, 9:53 at the MJ Morning Show. I think we ought to just call it a day. Everyone ready to say goodbye and say, hey, we'll see you tomorrow for the Friday show. We'll wrap up the week.
I mean, I was yawning like 30 seconds ago.
You were.
So, yeah.
All right. Hey, pictures tomorrow.
We're not doing pictures.
This is so dumb.
Billy the Kid is coming.
Don't call.
He is
Maybe
here.
you can take your picture and Fester and I'll sit out.
Look,
Michelle, listen.
Michelle and I are both temporary employees.
Billy the Kid is here tomorrow at 9 o'clock. We're doing new MJ Morning Show photos, so we don't have those awful photos on our website. Just take advantage of it, Michelle. Get a good passport photo then.
Worry about something different.
All right.
Yeah.
So we've got photos tomorrow. We got a lot of stuff tomorrow. Folks, we'll see you back here tomorrow. MJ Morning Show, Q105, and let's be careful out there.
Hear the latest MJ Morning Show podcast on the Q105 app, powered by Anna Jar and Levine.